Guaranteed Human.
If we keep laughing at AOC, one day we might be calling her Madam President.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to the Conservative Circus with James T. Harris.
My fellow conservatives, this morning I have come to a new conclusion. I need to stop laughing at AOC. Not because I suddenly think Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is brilliant, and not because I think she's qualified to be president of the United States. She's not. I don't. And certainly not because I think her political philosophy would be good for America. It would be a disaster. I don't believe that for one moment. But I'm telling you that I need to stop laughing, because while I'm making jokes about Ocasio-Cortez, she's learning how to win. I remember when Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was first voted into office, I thought it was kind of crazy. Then we looked into it, found out it was basically an audition. It was a casting call, literally. They had a script out, and she read the script, and she was attractive, and she won the part. And she had a team behind her, and they got her elected, bumped off an incumbent. It became the pattern for a while. It became the script. And then they introduced the Green New Deal, and I laughed because in the language it was talking about cow farts, and it was utterly ridiculous. Years later, it ended up getting passed under the guise of inflation reduction. The Inflation Reduction Act was the Green New Deal. I laughed all the way. Now, here we go. AOC is now sitting at or near the top of the prediction markets for the 2028 Democratic presidential nomination. See, here I am laughing again. But it's true. Now, prediction markets are not prophecy. And we are 2 years away from the midterms and 4 years away from the presidential election. I shouldn't say 2 years from the midterms. We're only a month from the midterms. But I got to tell you, 1,000 things can change. But that's not the point. The point is that a woman that Republicans have spent years treating as a punchline is increasingly being treated as a serious national political figure. And that's forcing me to watch her differently. And as of late, I'm starting to see some stuff. That interview where she casually says, woke one was crazy. That was crazy. That kind of struck me as odd. And I spent the last couple of days going back and looking over it because there's something there. Because she was not repudiating the political movement that made her famous. I mean, she is woke one. What Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was doing was repositioning herself in relation to its excesses. She's now above that. What she did there was play politics. That's branding, my friends. That's understanding that the American electorate has moved, and if you want to keep selling the product, sometimes you change the packaging. That's what we were watching. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez changing the packaging. And that's what makes her dangerous politically. And I think she is dangerous politically. I do. And it's not because she's brilliant. Again, AOC doesn't have to become a conservative. She doesn't have to become a moderate. She simply has to convince enough Americans that she's no longer the AOC they remember. So yesterday's radicalism becomes woke one, you see. Yesterday's craziness gets packed away as something that happened during COVID. Then she smiles, laughs about it, and moves on. And suddenly the same political ideas can be presented as polished, more disciplined, more culturally aware. I think that's exactly what she's doing. And here's where conservatives like myself end up making catastrophic mistakes. I confuse saying foolish things with being incapable of learning. They're not the same thing. You don't have to believe AOC is presidential material to recognize that she understands modern media, or at least her handlers do. I definitely believe she understands social media. She understands how to communicate to younger voters. And increasingly, she appears to understand something that Donald Trump understood long before most politicians did. Politics in the television and social media age isn't just about governing, it's about commanding attention. And that's what I find so disappointing. That's what has caught me completely off guard. And maybe, my friends, maybe that's an indictment on America. Maybe it's more an indictment on America than it is an endorsement of AOC. We are getting dumber and dumber and dumber by the day. I don't like saying that, but it's just obvious. And we're seeing it all over the place. That movie, Idiocracy, if you haven't seen it, it is a cult classic. Make some time to watch it. It seems absolutely ludicrous. Until halfway through it, you're like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think we are entering an age of political idiocracy, where experience matters less than celebrity. Accomplishment matters less than virality. And knowing how to manipulate a media, well, that is what's going to get you through. That matters more than knowing anything that's going on in the country. If that's where America is headed, then AOC's weaknesses may not disqualify her the way conservatives assume they will. That's why I don't want to spend the next 2 years calling her stupid or calling her dumb as a box of rocks as I did the other day. I repent. I changed my mind on that. I'm going to spend my time now explaining what she and others of her ilk are doing, what they believe. We don't need to tell the population, we don't need to tell voters that she's a socialist. We need to tell the voters that what she wants government to control. What she believes about policing, spending, taxation, energy, immigration, and the role of government. Define the policies, define the consequences, then let Americans decide. And let's pray that we're not so dull that we can't see it. I don't believe that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is qualified to be president, but I don't get to make that decision now, do I? The American people do. And if our culture is becoming more interested in performance than competence, more interested in personality than accomplishments, then conservatives better stop laughing and get to work on this, because the punchline could wind up taking the oath of office. Woke One is coming under scrutiny. I'll have that for you coming up next. You can almost always find someone willing to do the job cheaper when it comes to your roof. Is cheaper really the best value? At Keiko Roofing, they believe your roof is too important to cut corners. It protects your home, your family, and everything you've worked so hard for. That's why, for more than 32 years, Keiko has earned the trust of Arizona homeowners by doing the job the right time, the right way first. They use quality materials, experienced crews, and never sacrifice workmanship just to offer the lowest price. Monsoons, well, they're here. And if you think your roof may have a problem, now is the time to act. Call Keiko Roofing for a free roof checkup. When you call, you're going to talk to a live person, not an automated phone system. Residential or commercial repairs, recoding, or complete re-roofing, and with many financing options available on approved credit, protecting your home is more affordable than you might think. Trust the team that's crazy about quality. Trust Keiko Roofing. Go to KeikoRoofing.com and you be sure to tell them James T. sent you.
From the Bills Pest and Termite Traffic Center.
I-10 in the westbound direction dealing with a wreck in the West Valley. It's going to be westbound near Litchfield Road. You'll find them off on the right shoulder. I-10 eastbound, seeing your brake lights from 91st Avenue over to 7th Avenue. It's a 13-minute ride, just a 3-minute delay, though, so not terrible. 101 eastbound, a little sluggish, too, 67th Avenue over to 35th Avenue. If you have a traffic tip, call 602-374-6300.
This report is sponsored by My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Never wait to see your family doctor again. And My Doctor Now, you don't need to take time off work or even schedule ahead. Open 7 days a week. It's your family doctor. Available same day, every day, guaranteed. Go to My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
The midterms.
Check in for the latest.
The contest between common sense versus communism.
With communism, everything turns to shit.
As November nears.
We're going to crush their souls.
No, I don't think so.
Elections do have consequences.
Stay up to date with 550 KFYI.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-809-7171. That's 800-809-7171.
Born on America's darkest day, September 11th, 2001, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, they have been helping American heroes ever since. Heroes like U.S. Army Sergeant William Bernard McKenna, exposed to burn pits. McKenna later died from T-cell lymphoma, leaving his wife, Dina, and 2 daughters. Tunnel to Towers honored Sergeant McKenna. They paid off the family's mortgage in honor of all of his sacrifice. Donate $11 a month. If you have a car to donate, if you have land to donate, go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org today.
Our valley's unique climate means your trees, plants, shrubs, and gardens need special care. Nobody knows better the TLC they require than Brian Whitfield. Listen to the Whitfield Garden Show tomorrow, 7 to 9 a.m. on 550 KFYI.
Protect your retirement with gold and silver. Call Golden Crest Metals, 888-447-7857.
The name to remember? Mark Kia. Mark Kia. See our full inventory at markkia.com now.
I'm not great with words after a fight, and I'm sorry wasn't cutting it this time. So I used Smile Tunes to write a soulful ballad about how she's always right. By the second chorus, the silent treatment was officially over. Visit smiletunes.com and get out of the doghouse today.
Jan on the street. Hi, it's Jan from Toyota. Summer's not over at the National Sales Event, so I'm taking to the streets to see how people are keeping summer fun going with a new Toyota. Excuse me, sir. How are you making summer last longer with your Toyota?
Oh, going mudding in my Tundra.
Everybody loves a mud bath. Player with the jump shot. What about you?
Taking my RAV4 downtown to a rooftop restaurant to shoot my shot with Stacy.
Stacy's a lucky lady. Mom with the twins. Your turn.
Starting a true crime podcast in my Grand Highlander while the kids are at day camp.
Oh, I know the one. It's juicy. Man with the ball. And you?
Dropping my BZ to the park to play kickball with friends. Kickball is life.
I want that to be my life, too. Well, those are some great ways to extend summer. See you next time. Jan on the street.
Event ends August 31st. Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
No required subscriptions, no trial periods, no surprise charges, no monthly fees. iHeartRadio is different. It's 100% free. Download the iHeartRadio app now.
To have a roof over your head, a nice roof over your head, is very important.
That's Rick.
talking about his experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago, and they're very cooperative on getting us the right paint. They're in and out and done in no time. Once it was finished, looked great. We were very happy with it.
The main reason Rick called Rhino Shield is because Rhino Shield is backed by a 25-year warranty.
We've watched a lot of people get their house painted 3 or 4 times, and we haven't had to do any of it. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to have to paint it every 5-7 years.
Take it from Rick. Put down that paintbrush and pick up your phone. Call Rhino Shield at 855-4-U-RHINO. Call now and receive 10% off the regular price. Or go to rhinoshieldaz.com.
We got Rhino Shield 18 years ago. Financially makes sense, especially if it's going to last like this did. Still looks great.
For your 10% off, call now. 855-4-U-RHINO. Or go to rhinoshieldaz.com.
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by iHeartAdvertising.com.
Phillies launched 3 home runs into the cornfields of Iowa in the annual Field of Dreams game as Philadelphia routed Minnesota. Kyle Schwarber hit 2 of them. M's avoid a sweep blanking the Yankees. Red Sox the same, shutting out Toronto. NFL preseason, Cardinals beat the Raiders. Steelers graded the Packers while the Chargers lit up the Texans and the Bengals tamed the Lions. NBA, Bradley Beal re-signs with the Clippers and Georgia Spieth in a 5-way tie atop the board at the St. Jude. I'm Rob Bushkin.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again, because people are listening to radio more today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeartRadio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, even social. Learn how radio can help your business. Call 844-844-iHeart.
Pull up a chair to At the Table, the food allergy podcast. Each episode, we'll explore how food allergies shape the way we travel, date, celebrate, and connect. Because living with food allergies isn't just about what you can't eat. It's about still having your seat at the table. Brought to you by Genentech and Novartis. Listen to At the Table, the food allergy podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow At the Table and start listening on the free iHeart Radio app today.
Saving America, one broadcast at a time. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton today at 10 on 550 KFYI and the free iHeart Radio app.
Listening to the Conservative Circus 550 KFYI 790 KNST, the free iHeart Radio app. I'm telling you all that I've had a mea culpa. I'm doing a 180. I listened to AOC talk and I just scoff at her because of she's not intelligent. She may be savvy, but she has stepped in it so many times. She has said things that if she were a regular person, she would have been canceled already. And when I say a regular person, I'm not trying to say she's a superhero. I'm saying she has the media backing for her. They're blocking for her. She's had a series of teams that have groomed her to make her ready for this. And she is, I would say, social media savvy. She's managed to hook people in, and, you know, I follow her. I want to see what she has to say. But I'm no longer going to be openly ridiculing her like I did when she was in Europe. Remember when she was in Europe earlier this year? It was a disaster. It was so bad that afterwards she pulled back and was not seen in public for weeks, maybe even a month. I believe now she was retooling. And then when she came back out, she only did planned, schemed interviews. She's walking down the steps of the Capitol, flipping her hair, and a reporter just comes up and asks her a question succinctly. Nobody else is around. She's able to answer it succinctly and then move on. No rambling, bumbling answers. No sounding like a freshman caught, in a surprise geography pop quiz. This is the true Alexandria AOC.
Would and should the U.S. actually commit U.S. troops to defend Taiwan if China were to move?
I think that this is such a, I think that this is of course a very longstanding policy of the United States. And I think what we are hoping for is that we want to make sure that we never get to that point, and we want to make sure that we are moving in all of our economic research and our global positions to avoid any such confrontation and for that question to even arise.
Huh? What? Huh? She had other blunders while she was over there. I think it was Colombia or war. Was it Venezuela? She thought it was, below the equator. I mean, she was just bombing left and right. And it was embarrassing. And then she disappeared. And when she reemerged, she had more discipline. She would not allow herself to get into these situations again where she's not prepared or over-prepared for the question that's being asked. If that question was asked of Marco Rubio, how would he have handled it? If that question was asked of J.D. Vance, come on, y'all, come on. 'Cause she should have been nuked. There's no credible reason for her to be at the head of the Kalshi market, predictions of who's going to be the front runner in 2028. This is being manufactured. This is designed. This is, as some folks are saying on the YouTube feed, this is psyops. The media surrounding her, giving her an opportunity to distance herself from her wackadoodle past. Some people have caught on to it. You have journalist Michelle Moynihan. She's over there on CNN. She's calling out AOC. She's calling out this whole trying to memory hole her original wokeness.
He's a very skilled marketer, which is why he got into the mayoral office in the first place, and he's continuing to do that. He's very good at the photo ops. But if you look at the numbers, those are telling a completely different story. Rents are at a new all-time high. So I think eventually the data...
Oh, no. That's Linda Moynihan. That is Linda Moynihan, but she's talking about a socialism right there. We'll get to her a little bit in a minute. Pablo, I need a Moynihan calling out AOC on CNN.
I mean, look, the whole thing when she goes on the ABC show this week with Jonathan Karl and says, well, woke 1.0 was a bit much. You think it was? Okay, what particularly? Well, she wasn't asked that follow-up question. She should have been. But why is she saying that? Because she was involved in woke 1.0. And I love that it's like software now. It got an update to 2.0. Well, that's the obvious now we don't want to defund the police. But no one is asking the follow-up questions. Okay, do you believe in defunding the police, abolishing the Senate, abolishing Thanksgiving, all these absurdities? But she is running away from that for a reason, because she has higher aspirations. Anybody that has higher aspirations has to walk away from this stuff. What does that tell you about the American electorate? Something that's a bit reassuring, I have to say.
Well, something a bit reassuring. I don't know. That was Michael Moynihan. I'm sorry. Something reassured about the electorate, meaning, you know what? Okay, we're somewhat paying attention, but she has to walk away from it. Now let's rephrase that. She is being allowed to walk away from it. She's being allowed to recreate herself because they need her to do that. And that is what I find so disturbing. She gets to have on-the-job training. She gets to make these mistakes, and then you have the media that will memory hole it. Of course, I'm going to keep bringing up. I will continue to remind you of the stupid stuff she says and how she's like a deer caught in the headlights. I'll do that, but the media won't. And there's more eyes on ABC, NBC, CBS. She was sitting down with Jonathan Karl, being able to recreate herself. I'll tell you what, coming up, we're going to replay that. We're going to replay AOC with Jonathan Karl and see how she just laughs off years of wokeness, years of some of the most lunatic policies. I mean, in the same vein as what we're seeing with the Democrat Socialists of America, she is the grand poobah. Well, no, actually, she's second in charge because I think Bernie Sanders is the grand poobah. Why did you look at me like that, Pablo? What did you think that I said?
I don't know.
See, yeah, you don't know. Yeah, you back in there. Okay, you don't know.
Lieutenant Poobah?
No, I didn't. Not lieutenant. No, she's grand. Did you see? The number 2 Poobah.
Okay.
Oh. We're gonna have that for you, and how I just want to explain this. This is for me because I'm one of the ones that were laughing at her, ridiculing her, and now they're legitimately saying she could be the front runner for the Democrat Party. Dar. We're a nation of idiots if we allow that to happen. And the problem is we are being dumbed down. Stay tuned. My friends, the conversation has changed. A few years ago, solar was about saving money. Today, it's about making sure your family has reliable power when the grid is under stress. Higher electric bills, more demand, brownouts, power insecurity. These are no longer possibilities. They are becoming realities. That's why choosing the right solar company has never been more important. For over a decade, Solar Sandy has helped Arizona families, homeowners, build systems that are designed for long-term savings and long-term security. And if any other company sold you a system that isn't doing what it promised, Solar Sandy's second time around solar program can often help correct the issue. Don't spend thousands on the wrong system. Meet with the expert Arizona families have trusted for years. I'm talking about Solar Sandy. Go to Solar Sandy, asksolarsandy.com. That's ASK, solarsandy.com. Be sure to tell her James T. sent you.
Accused Charlie Kirk shooter Tyler Robinson is asking a judge to take the death penalty off the table. In a new motion, Robinson's defense team wants the judge to strike the aggravating factor that makes Tyler Robinson eligible for capital punishment. A former Border Patrol agent and his fiancée have been sentenced for defrauding food assistance programs in Arizona. Attorney General Chris Mays says a Yuma County Superior Court judge sentenced Saul Howe and Hilda Sanchez to 3 years of supervised probation, both pleading guilty to a felony theft charge. Hawaii officials are urging residents to get ready as Tropical Storm Lala moves closer. The National Hurricane Center forecasts Lala to get stronger, and it could be near hurricane strength when it's near the Big Island on Saturday. It's expected to pass south of the smaller islands through the rest of the weekend. A health expert is offering advice on how to manage stress. Sandra Darling, a preventive medicine physician at the Cleveland Clinic, says chronic stress can impact memory, make it harder to concentrate, contribute to brain fog, and age your brain. In order to manage it, she recommends regular exercise, healthy diet, and consistent sleep schedule. Now, a check on traffic.
From the DeGreen Private Wealth Traffic Center.
I-10 eastbound, making your way from 91st Avenue over to 7th Avenue, seeing about an 11-minute ride through that stretch. That is a 2-minute delay, so not terribly heavy, but a bit of a slowdown. You do have a crash on McDonald. This is going to be just east of 56th Street. If you have a traffic tip, give us a call on the tip line, 602-374-6300.
This report is sponsored by My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Never wait to see your family doctor again. And My Doctor Now, you don't need to take time off work or even schedule ahead. Open 7 days a week. It's your family doctor. Available same day, every day, guaranteed. Go to My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival,
presented by Capital One,
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 18th and 19th at T-Mobile Arena.
Stream it live on Disney Plus and Hulu. And keep listening for the next chance to win your way to be there.
We all love the idea of whiter teeth. The sensitivity that can come from whitening treatment, not so much. Sensodyne Clinical White actively whitens your teeth without the wince. Try Sensodyne Clinical White today. Proud partner of the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
In a recent survey of 123,000 wireless customers, Pure Talk was the only wireless company to receive 5 stars in every category: coverage, support, value, and data. What else do you need to know? Switch to Pure Talk today and get any plan, including their top shelf unlimited data plan, for just $15 a month for your first 3 months. No contract, no commitment. Dial pound 250, say micro, and let Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team help you make the switch.
Identity theft can cost more than you think. Drained investment accounts, stolen tax returns, lost wages, expenses for lawyers. It's a lot. That's why LifeLock is backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which covers up to $1 million for stolen funds, fees, and experts and lawyers, and out-of-pocket expenses. Don't face the burden of identity theft alone. Protect your future and finances with LifeLock. Join now. Save up to 30% off your first year with promo code BECK at LifeLock.com. 1-800-LifeLock, promo code BECK. LifeLock.com. Terms to apply.
In a recent survey of 123,000 wireless customers, Pure Talk was the only wireless company to receive 5 stars in every category: coverage, support, value, and data. What else do you need to know? Switch to Pure Talk today and get any plan, including their top shelf unlimited data plan for just $15 a month for your first 3 months. No contract, no commitment. Dial pound 250, say micro, and let Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team help you make the switch.
This is Don from Sun Valley Wealth. If your advisor hasn't shown you how your retirement paycheck will last, what are you paying them for? Catch our show, Cover Your Assets, Saturday at 10, right here on KFYI to learn how to protect your income and your money. Go to sunvalleywealth.com. Call or text 480-CONSULT for a free consultation.
If you've been frustrated with hearing loss, Hear.com is changing everything with their new Horizon IX hearing aids. They're so small they practically disappear, but the difference is huge. German engineered, medical grade, rechargeable, Bluetooth enabled, and built with dual processing technology for crystal clear speech understanding, even in noisy places. Customers call the experience night and day, and you can try them with a 45-day no-risk trial. Go to Hear.com or call 844-HEAR-300. That's 844-432-7300 to get started today.
This month marks a dark anniversary in the fate of the U.S. dollar. It's Jim Clark. On August 15th, 55 years ago, President Nixon announced he was breaking the dollar's last ties to gold. The Fed could print money without restraint. Since then, the dollar has lost 88% of its purchasing power. Gold was $35 an ounce. It's now over $4,000. You need gold to protect yourself from the unbacked dollar. Learn more. See us. Republic Monetary Exchange in Phoenix on Camelback, just east of 40th Street. 602-682-GOLD or rmegold.com.
550 KFYI. People-powered radio. Guaranteed human.
You are listening to the Conservative Circus 550 KFYI 790 KNST, the free iHeartRadio app, streaming live on the YouTube at 550 KFYI.
Yeah, James T. It's Chris here in Surprise. You know, you could start the whole next segment all over with the exact same words that you used in the first segment, except for saying AOC, you can say Katie Hobbs. You think we can't get a moron for a president? We got a moron for a governor. Wake up, people. Start watching what's going on. The media is there to help them.
Chris in Surprise, bingo. 100%. Stay tuned because we're going to be talking about the Katie Hobbs angle in the 7 o'clock hour. But that's exactly what we're watching. We have an absolute buffoon, a moron, and I'm not trying to be cruel or just throw around aspersions. We do as governor. Some people say it's even more nefarious than that when it comes to elections and her involvement in it. And here we are. I'm sitting here laughing at her. Oh, my God. She's so dull. She won't even debate. Yeah, you know what? Why? Because debate, they won't be able to hide it. Remember? That's what happened with Biden. When they wanted to expose him, when they wanted him to fail, that's when they shoved him out there on that debate stage with Donald Trump, and he was eviscerated. If Katie Hobbs gets on the debate stage, she's going to be eviscerated. If they put AOC on a debate stage with someone like Vance or someone like Rubio, come on. They'll have to find some way to avoid it or try to build up the media presence or better yet, have the moderators in there trying to run interference like they've always done. It's a media production. It's all a production. Why am I looking at you, Pablo? It's all a production. He's looking at me all scared like, are you? Here is AOC with Jonathan Karl. This is was this last week on with Jonathan Karl summarily dismissing her the first 5, 6, 4, whatever years she's been in office. That was just woke 1.0.
She's moved away from a lot of that.
She's moved away from it. And I have a local city councilman that has this saying, woke one was crazy.
Woke one was crazy. Okay, that's interesting.
And I think that what's important is that we have to assess what
was it? I mean, did the movement go too?
Woke one was crazy. I have a whole producer say, woke one was, who says that woke one was crazy? Who says that? And then the left was going to go, oh, what a brilliant pivot. It's not a brilliant pivot because Jonathan Karl's follow-up question should have been, hey, well, what was crazy about woke one? Boom! The whole thing blows up. But he didn't do that. He wasn't there to examine woke one. He wasn't there to ask questions that are going to make AOC think on the spot. He was there to prop her up, to massage it, to get us in the new direction. And Lydia Moynihan, she was on it.
AOC has an ability to dominate the news cycle that I think we've only really seen with Donald Trump. I mean, people have been now obsessed with talking about her egg freezing journey. She's caused a lot of controversy. Conservatives have gone after her. She sort of rage baited and controlled and owned the news cycle. And she comes across as somebody who's very likable.
Yeah, she comes across as very, very likable. Yes, and they're going to protect that likability. And now she has to distance herself from the movement she started. So that's where she gives you the woke 1.0.
I think the issue with the whole woke one is crazy thing and why she's going to have to do more than just laugh it off is she was the one who led this movement, right?
Correct.
I mean, that's like saying, oh, the first, Salem witch trial, that was crazy. No, you have to explain, or is it the woke people say, do the work and explain why you're trying to distance yourself from that. You can't, as a leader, fall prey to something and say, oh, oops, and then be expected to be trusted with responsibility once again. That's not how it works.
Well, see, that's not how it's supposed to work, but they're not going to hold her to account. I mean, I agree with what you're saying, but they're not going to hold her to account. They're not going to ask her those questions. That's why it's going to be incumbent upon us to do it. We're the ones that are going to have to continue to put the questions out there so that it catches up with her through social media or whatever. That's how it's going to have to be done. How do you defeat the DSA? We have to stop fighting on their turf is what we have to do. We Republicans, we keep trying to beat the Democrat socialists with an economic lecture. That's not how you expose a radical. How do you expose a radical? You ask the questions they don't want to answer. We're seeing how this is playing out with El Said and the other radicals who are now under the name Democrat Socialist. And we have Scott Jennings over there at CNN. The questionable Scott Jennings. I like Scott Jennings instead when he starts talking about the turtle.
I'm starting to like him more and more.
Well, I like him a lot, but when he starts talking about Mitch McConnell, I just got to turn away.
He's my type of guy. I like to have a conversation with him, and you got to be on your toes.
You do, unless you're talking about Mitch McConnell. Then he turns into anyway. We've got the way. How do you go about it? How do you defeat the DSA? How do you defeat the radicals? We're going to start the tutorial coming up next. Let me ask you something. How has your business changed over the last few years? Has it changed? Well, you know it has. More employees, more responsibilities, more moving parts, but for a lot of business owners, the insurance setup never changed with the business. Same old brokers, same yearly phone calls, same confusing paperwork. That's where SuperSure comes in, my friends. SuperSure is built for growing businesses with more than 25 employees, giving you one super agent who helps coordinate your business coverage and employee benefits across the year. Not just when renewal shows up. They can review your current policies, help organize your coverage in one place, and even translate insurance language into plain English with their fine print fax tool. And you're going to love this. Their business value calculator can help estimate what your business may be worth, giving you another way to think about protecting what you've built. If your business has grown, maybe your insurance approach should too. Go to supersure.com. That's supersure.com. Paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
From the Bills Pest and Termite Traffic Center.
I-10 eastbound, making your way from 91st Avenue over to 7th Avenue, seeing about an 11-minute ride through that stretch. That is a 2-minute delay, so not terribly heavy, but a bit of a slowdown. You do have a crash on McDonald. This is going to be just east of 56th Street. If you have a traffic tip, give us a call on the tip line, 602-374-6300.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Glenn Beck, time check.
We are in critical times.
Take some time to listen.
I'll show you what's going on.
Tonight at 7.
Have no fear, but do have information.
550 KFYI on the free iHeartRadio app.
Take action for your retirement. Call Golden Crest Metals, 888-447-7857.
The name to remember? Mark Kia. Mark Kia. See our full inventory at markkia.com now.
One stop for advertising? Call 844-844-iHeart.
Do you feel trapped by your low interest rate? 25 years of payments left and you'd like to move, but you can't afford with the current interest rates? Then you need to check out the Life Changer loan, where you can pay off in just a few short years without changing a dime of spending habit, regardless of the rate environment. You see, when you can do your banking inside your mortgage, it's not about the rate, it's about cash flow. It's not magic, it's just math. So learn more at lifechangerloan.com. That's lifechangerloan.com.
Arizona Mortgage Broker number MB1002031, NMLS number 1863775. Life Changer Loan Corp is an equal housing lender.
We had downsized. In that downsizing, my husband lost his man cave.
Everyone is talking about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation, like your neighbor Deb.
My husband and I were at the home show and saw all these vendors with garage floor coatings. The one that stayed with us was Galaxy.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings is 4 times stronger than epoxy.
I'm the only one home. And so it's nice when well-dressed, clean-cut, respectful crew show up. That's what Galaxy stands.
Commercial or residential, Galaxy transforms pools, patios, garage floors, and driveways in as little as 1 day. And it comes with a lifetime warranty.
Warranties are real important for us, and to know that should there be an issue, Galaxy was standing behind us. That's pretty much what tipped us over to go with Galaxy.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com and remember to like us on Facebook.
We are so proud to open our garage store.
We're out of this world.
Free shouldn't come with a catch. With iHeartRadio, it doesn't. No monthly fees, no trial periods. Radio, music, podcasts. Download the free iHeartRadio app now.
Why would you ask a financial advisor permission to spend your own retirement money? There's something wrong with this system. Tune in for a different kind of retirement show with Greg Ayler, Sunday mornings at 9 and 11 on News Talk 550 KFYI.
The Mazda More to Move You sales event is going on now at Mark Mazda in Scottsdale.
I'm not exactly great with apologies. After our last argument, I tried saying I'm sorry about 10 different ways, and none of them worked. So I went to Smile Tunes instead. I turned our story into a soulful love song that admitted she was right. Mostly. By the second chorus, she was laughing. By the end of the song, we were ordering takeout together. Turns out a custom song says what I couldn't. Visit smiletunes.com and create a personalized song that gets you out of the doghouse in style.
Owning a home is cool and all except for the part where now everything is your problem. Without a home warranty, you could pay thousands to repair or replace appliances and home systems like your AC and plumbing. But with an American Home Shield warranty, you can help protect your wallet from pricey breakdowns. If AHS can't repair the covered item, they will replace it. No matter how old it is, don't let unexpected bills wreck your budget. American Home Shield, don't worry, be warranties. See ahs.com/contracts for coverage details, including limit amounts, fees, limitations, and exclusions.
We're warming up through the weekend with highs today topping out near 101, then clear and 84 tonight. Mostly sunny and 105 tomorrow and 108 on Sunday. I'm Wendy Swanson, 550 KFYI.
This report is sponsored by USPS Ground Advantage. We mean business.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast.
Pump up the volume.
When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Water can be a source of joy, regulation, movement, confidence, community, and health. It can also be a place of risk. Drowning is preventable, yet it remains a leading cause of death for autistic children. The Autism Society of America is taking action with AquaLife, a program delivering life-saving water safety resources across the lifespan. Let's make every splash a safe one. Visit autismsociety.org to download free safety guides and social stories, or donate to help us provide these life-saving tools to families in need. Visit autismsociety.org today.
Tax more so we can live better.
The voices of democracy.
That's been the shtick for the Democrats forever.
550 KFYI on the iHeartRadio app.
You are listening to the Conservative Circus, 550 KFYI, 790 KNST, the free iHeartRadio app. The Democrat Socialist of America. They've been on an impressive winning streak. From New York to Los Angeles, now the major statewide races, candidates associated with socialism. The socialist left, they'd figured something out. Calling them socialists doesn't scare enough voters anymore. We could look at what's happening in Wisconsin, saying that there weren't any shenanigans. Let's just play that game, okay? You had Francesca Hong. She was on her way. She was sailing. Did she end up losing because it was exposed that she was a socialist? Was there a brilliant economic speech that people were like, oh, okay, she believes in socialism? No, that's not what happened. What happened was she came out saying, she had a problem with proximity to white folks, even though her his father is white. That was the first one. People were like, wait, what? Then she came out talking about we need to cancel Thanksgiving. That's what did it. That's when people are like, she's crazy. Republicans need to understand. We're not going to, common sense is not going to win this. Being able to explain what a socialist is, what a Marxist is, that's not what's going to win it. We're fighting yesterday's war if we keep doing that. I love the free markets. I do believe in capitalism. I've had the opportunity to travel. I'm old enough to have traveled in Eastern Europe when it was still behind the Iron Curtain, okay? I had to wait in line in Czechoslovakia for a loaf of stale bread in line with everybody else, which was kind of odd, being an American of African descent with a bunch of white folks in Prague waiting in line for some. But I did. And then I happened to be able to go back a year after the wall went down to Poland. I ended up in Czechoslovakia and in Poland, and it was night and day. The market, you had fresh fruit in the square. It was bustling. I could explain all I want to a youngin'. It's not going to mean anything. But you start talking about canceling, Thanksgiving. You start talking about football being toxic masculinity. Now, all of a sudden, people are paying attention. Scott Jennings ran into this reality, and he changed track immediately. Listen to this.
There was another election on Tuesday. It was in Minnesota, and the socialist over in Minnesota, Peggy Flanagan.
She's not a socialist.
Okay. The radical lunatic Peggy Flanagan decided she won over the moderate Craig. I mean, that did happen in a state with a lot of rural voters. And so the socialists
hold on one second. This speaks to the conflation.
This is he called her, properly labeled her a socialist, and then Bakari Sellers said she's not a socialist. Okay. We haven't even talked about Peggy Flanagan a lot on the show. Well, we're going to get to a little bit of her today. She, again, crazy. But see, if you call her a socialist, she's not a socialist. Then all of a sudden I can get derailed and going back and forth to whether or not she's a socialist and talking about socialist policy, blah, 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 blah. No, that's not what Scott Jennings did. Scott Jennings immediately pivoted and said, okay, let's talk about the radical lunatic. Now, all of a sudden, I have your attention. Cue that up for me one more time, Pablo. Now I've got your attention. Okay, well, how is she a radical? How is she a lunatic? You do that, all of a sudden, you can explain. You could talk about some of her radical policies. You could talk about some of the stupid stuff she said.
There was another election on Tuesday. It was in Minnesota, and the socialist over in Minnesota, Peggy Flanagan.
She's not a socialist.
Okay. The radical lunatic Peggy Flanagan decided she won.
The radical lunatic Peggy Flanagan. That's what I'm going to start doing. Well, she's a socialist. She's a communist. You know what? A disproportionate Americans don't care.
Our president's doing it too. Am I right? I think we should do it after him.
Oh, President Trump is doing that. President Trump, they are
jihadist.
Yeah, they're eating the dogs and cats. Oh, that was over. But were they? Were geese going missing in the pond? Hello? This genius. That's how you do it. We need to follow in those footsteps. Stop using the titles that we are comfortable with, that are safe to us, and start calling them what they are. And make sure you're here. And we're going to get around to El Said. We'll probably get to this, in the 8 o'clock hour, because I got a list that you're going to want to get your hands on questions that need to be asked by some of our Islamic folks that are running for office, running for democracy. Yeah, really? There's some questions we can ask here. We're going to turn our attention, though, to what's going on in Arizona next hour. Make sure you're here for this, because Katie Hobbs they've gone on the national run, right? They've made their little missteps here locally with some of the local news outlets, but now they're going on, they're big time. They're over there at MSNOW, MS Now, going on Telemundo. What? Yeah. They won't come in the central ring of the conservative circus. Oh, no, they don't do that. But they're going on big time cable. Stay tuned for that. If the DSA gets the House, they will certainly impeach President Trump. That's the Hannity Morning Minute on 550 KFYI and 790 KNST.
The Hannity Morning Minute is sponsored by Lund Mortgage.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
You've got to, understand this is a clear and present danger if you don't want this radicalized group to be in charge. I'll tell you right now, if they get the House, they're going to impeach Donald Trump again and again and again and again. God forbid they got the House and Senate, then they're going to have trial after trial after trial. All progress of the country will stop. Not going to be a good time. And if you're a Trump supporter, maybe you're a Republican angry with some Republicans. You have a right to be, in my view. You do. I'm not happy that they don't, unite more. I don't like that they have a slim majority. I'd like to see their majority grow so they can do more. But you do support Donald Trump and you don't want to see the country come to a standstill. You better get out and vote. If you don't want this country turned upside down, you better get out and vote.
The Sean Hannity Show, from coast to coast, later today.
I know the headlines changed. The threats facing Israel and their survival, that does remain. Now, I know people move on story to story. News breaks fast. But for Israeli families, they continue to live with the reality of terrorism, uncertainty, and a fight for their survival. As Christians, I believe we are called to stand with our friends in Israel in their time of need. That's why I'm a proud supporter of the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. Now, they are on the ground every day providing life-saving aid, humanitarian assistance for struggling families. And that means they are providing food and water and shelter and clothing and medications, but they can't do it without our support. Please join us in helping the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews. Please pray for them, first of all, and for protection and strength and a lasting peace. But whatever you can donate to help people in this hour of need is greatly, greatly appreciated. Go to their website. It's one word, prayifcj.org. That's prayifcj.org.
Fix It Frankie, this is Ethel. Yes, my Frankie can fix your air conditioner. Frankie can fix anything. What? Well, how did the cat get inside the condenser coil? It was chasing the raccoon. So is the raccoon still inside with the cat? They're having babies. Oh, dear. But to answer your question, Frankie can be there at 4 o'clock. And to find the air conditioner, just follow the sound of the howling. Okay, bye now.
Fix It Frankie.
My Frankie can fix anything.
FixItFrankie.com.
This month marks a dark anniversary in the fate of the U.S. dollar. It's Jim Clark. On August 15th, 55 years ago, President Nixon announced he was breaking the dollar's last ties to gold. The Fed could print money without restraint. Since then, the dollar has lost 88% of its purchasing power. Gold was $35 an ounce. It's now over $4,000. You need gold to protect yourself from the unbacked dollar. Learn more. See us. Republic Monetary Exchange in Phoenix on Camelback, just east of 40th Street. 602-682-GOLD or rmegold.com.
From the Republic Monetary Exchange Studio, this is KFYI Phoenix, KYOT HD2 Phoenix, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
A guilty verdict in a high-profile trial. From the 550 KFYI Newsroom, I'm Wendy Swanson. The man accused of shooting a Phoenix police officer 8 times nearly 5 years ago has been convicted of all charges by a Maricopa County jury. Essa Williams was found guilty of shooting Officer Tyler Moldovan, who had been on the job just 9 months. Moldovan and his partner were responding to a call of cars doing donuts near 19th Avenue in Camelback. Moldovan was shot several times before his partner tackled the suspect and took him into custody. Williams was on parole at the time and legally banned from having a gun. Accused killer Luigi Mangione is expected to plead guilty to charges inside a federal courtroom in New York today. Mark Mayfield has more.
Mangione's lawyers and federal prosecutors are all staying quiet for now, but multiple reports say the two sides spent part of this week trying to hammer out a plea deal. Mangione is accused of gunning down United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in Midtown Manhattan in December of 2024. He still faces state charges as well in the case, with his state trial set to begin next month. I'm Mark Mayfield.
Waymo says it's expanding its footprint in the Phoenix area by an additional 55 square miles. The autonomous ride-hailing service also says it will expand soon to Phoenix Mesa Gateway Airport. When that happens, Phoenix will stand as the city with the most airport access to Waymo in the world. Waymo already services Sky Harbor and Scottsdale Air Park. A look at your money. The Dow is down 130 points. Let's take a look at the drive with 550 KFYI traffic.
From the DeGreen Private Wealth Traffic Center.
I-10 headed eastbound, seeing some big delays making your way from Miller Road over to 115th Avenue. A 28-minute ride there. That is a 13-minute delay through that stretch. Then if you're continuing from there on I-10 eastbound, making your way from 107th Avenue over to 16th Street, you have a 20-minute ride ahead of you, a 7-minute delay there. If you have a traffic tip, call 602-374-6300.
This report is sponsored by My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Never wait to see your family doctor again. And My Doctor Now, you don't need to take time off work or even schedule ahead. Open 7 days a week. It's your family doctor. Available same day, every day, guaranteed. Go to My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
From the Weather Center, here's Fox 10's Ty Brennan.
For your Friday, look for mostly sunny skies. Temperatures today right around 101 degrees. And then for tonight, those overnight lows dipping to the low 80s.
Right now, it's 82 in Phoenix. Your next news at 7:27 on News Talk 550 KFYI, Guaranteed Human.
Katie Hobbs wants another 4 years. Well, before Arizona gives them to her, let's look at the receipts.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to the Conservative Circus with James T. Harris.
The Hobbs-Giles tour is off and running. They started here, of course, in the Valley, started in Phoenix, and now they're popping up on Telemundo, or I should say Spanish television. They're popping up on MS Now. And she's saying the same things. It is, once we look at what's happening with AOC, we can see the template right here in Arizona. I'm trying to tell you that Katie Hobbs Katie Hobbs and AOC are cut from the same cloth. I would say that AOC is a little bit more media savvy. Well, a lot bit more media savvy. But we still have the same game that is being played. It is absolutely insane that you have a gubernatorial candidate that will not debate, refuses to debate, and comes up with just the most ridiculous excuses not to debate. But instead of being hammered by that, by the media, she gets a complete and utter pass. I mean, even the Republican Party, we're getting to the point now where we're just accepting this as a new campaign tactic. It's been going on for a while now. I'm just not going to debate him. Why? Because I'm going to look bad. I'm just not going to debate him. Or when they get into a debate, I'm not going to talk about that issue. Biden was so brazen. President Trump did. He wanted to talk to him about open borders. He brought it up in the debate. Biden, I'm not going to talk about that because they'll use it against me. And then the moderators, that's right. We're moving on. Katie Hobbs, she chose we got the announcement last Tuesday that it was going to be Giles. Giles was going to be her running mate. She was on local television talking about what her second-term priorities are going to be. I want you to listen to this very carefully. These are Katie Hobbs' second-term priorities.
When I ran for governor, I promised I was going to tackle the tough challenges that we've had for decades because so many politicians kick them down the road. And I'm proud of the work we've done on that, but a lot of these challenges didn't happen overnight. And so there's more to do.
Stop the tape. Okay, what challenges? What challenges? What previous politicians kicked them down the road? See, these are the questions that are, a follow-up question, great follow-up question for an interviewer. Oh, what challenges, Katie Hobbs? And which other politicians before you, which governors before you kicked these challenges down the road?
Border security, making sure we're not taking our eye off the ball on border security and going after that.
Take our eye off the balls, border security. The first thing you did when you got into office, Katie Hobbs, was dismantle the makeshift wall that Governor Ducey had set up. The train freights, stacking them. That's the first thing you did. You refused to cooperate with Border Patrol, with ICE. So what do you mean continuing border security? Well, what do you mean by that? What have you done to secure the border, the Arizona-Mexico border?
The drug traffickers, making sure we're investing in public education. We have a huge opportunity still to pass an extension to Prop 123, invest millions of dollars in our classrooms without raising taxes. Those are all...
Okay, time. What is Prop 123, Katie? Remind us, what was Prop 123? And when you say invest in our classrooms, what do you mean by invest in our classrooms? And are you for education choice or not? Well, we know she's not, but I'll just ask the question anyway. Well, why? And why? She's just throwing out these platitudes. She's just throwing out this vague, nebulous. What is this? No follow-up.
Those are all second-term priorities.
Those are all my second-term priorities. Okay. Again, this is a nothing burger, an absolute nothing burger, and there's very little pushback. And she's going to avoid the outlets in which they're going to have serious pushback. That is part of the campaign strategy, to not get cornered into having to answer any hard questions. She can't even answer the softball questions. You had Katie Hobbs. She was went on MSNBC, and she had Giles sitting right next to her. Pablo, did he say anything? I don't think he said anything. I think he said something on the Spanish-speaking station. Did he say anything when he was sitting there with MSNBC?
No, I think he just sat there and looked pretty.
Yeah.
Sat there and looked pretty.
Follow your order, sir.
And you know what? It was Michael Steele that was interviewing him. So Giles should have felt right at home, because Michael Steele is another sellout rhino, and I should know. I got personal beef with Michael Steele going back in the day. A former chairman of the RNC bankrupted the RNC, and that's when Reince Priebus had to get in there and turn things around. Well, I knew Michael Steele back in the day personally, yes. Here he is, a sellout, our rhino, our Republican in name only, hosting Katie Hobbs and another rhino on MSNBC. This is the two-parter. Listen to this. Listen to this line of questioning here.
Governor, you and the mayor, as the governing authorities of the state, should you win, how do you respond to Arizonans on this?
Those are the top issues I hear from Arizonans every day, so not a surprise to hear that. And it's why I've been focused on doing everything I can to lower costs for Arizonans. I've helped pass and signed 4 bipartisan balanced budgets that have cut taxes for Arizonans every single year. And I've worked to lower costs in other ways. And my opponent, Andy Biggs, is continuing to do the opposite. He has doubled down on supporting Washington's cost hiking agenda that is raising costs for Arizonans everywhere, from the grocery store, the gas station, the doctor's office, everywhere in between. And he said things like, there's no inflation and the tariffs seem to be working. So definitely out of touch with what Arizonans are experiencing. And, part of why this is so personal to me is that
stop it right there. I'm thinking about everything she's talking about. We could so easily counter. What tax cuts, Katie Hobbs? Are you taking credit for the Trump tax cuts? What are you talking about? The tariffs that didn't work. What is that, a talking point? We just got news here. The tariffs are working spectacularly. The trade deficit imbalance is correcting. Well, what you're throwing out these talking points? It's nonsensical. Andy Biggs hasn't done it. No, the question is about you. What are you guys going to do? And here you are talking about Andy Biggs, what Andy Biggs did in Washington, D.C. Andy Biggs hadn't had an opportunity to take on state issues yet, and yet you're casting your blame, the things that you did not do, on him, Katie Hobbs.
When I talk to Arizonans about making life more affordable, it's not just talk, because I've lived a lot of that struggle and understand what so many Arizonans
Hold on a second. When I talk to Arizonans about affordability, it's not just talk, because I have lived it. Okay, we're going to pick it up right there. I have lived it. Pablo, when I talk to you about affordability with your poll self, I want you to know I understand. I lived it. I used to be Poe.
You Poe?
Poe.
Couldn't afford the R, huh?
That's right. So that's how Poe I am. I understand Poe people in America. I understand Poe people in Arizona, because I was Poe. Okay, so now how did you pull them out of the poverty, Governor Hobbs?
Lived a lot of that struggle and understand what so many Arizonans are going through. And my opponent, who was awarded a $10 million sweepstakes check simply doesn't understand that struggle.
So because Andy Hobbs, because Andy... was Andy Hobbs. You know, we pretty much hit a hard break here. Andy Biggs, he won the lottery. Didn't he win the clearinghouse, publishing house sweepstakes?
Good for him.
I think he did.
Yeah.
I mean, he entered that contest fair and square.
Yes.
And here you are trying to, besmirch him for that. What did he do with his millions, Katie? He didn't grow up. I grew up in the gas station. No, that wasn't Katie Hobbs. That was Senator. My brain scrambled this morning. Can you tell? I was doing a fundraiser for Dr. Zuhdi Jasser last night. It ended up turning into steakhouses and stuff like that. I'll explain a little bit more of that later. But for coming in, we'll continue. I'll get my brain together. Kristen Sinema, that's who it is. Senator Sinema, thank you. We'll get my brain together, and we got more Katie Hobbs. Katie Hobbs and Giles. They have a record, at least she does. We're gonna examine that coming up next.
If you've got a vehicle you need to sell, I want you to listen to this. GiveMeTheVin.com is buying everything from your clunky daily driver and pickup trucks to SUVs, minivans, supercars, exotic sports cars. If it has wheels, they want it. And the best part, you don't have to deal with dealerships or private sale tire kickers. You just go to GiveMeTheVin.com and you enter your VIN number. Or you can even just enter in your license plate and you'll get an offer in a matter of minutes. They offer more than CarMax or Carvana, where they'll give you $100. Accept the offer and you can either drop it off to them or let them come to you to pick it up. It's easy, it's fast, and it starts at GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
From the Bills Pest and Termite Traffic Center.
I-10 headed eastbound, seeing some big delays making your way from Miller Road over to 115th Avenue. A 28-minute ride there. That is a 13-minute delay through that stretch. Then if you're continuing from there on I-10 eastbound, making your way from 107th Avenue over to 16th Street, you have a 20-minute ride ahead of you, a 7-minute delay there. If you have a traffic tip, call 602-374-6300.
This report is sponsored by Michael Cordova Injury Attorneys.
You need care, not confusion. Your serious injury case deserves individual attention. At Michael Cordova, we take care. We don't take advantage.
Call for a free consultation.
Glenn Beck, time check. We are in critical times. Take some time to listen. I'll show you what's going on tonight at 7. Have no fear, but do have information. 550 KFYI on the free iHeartRadio app.
Identity theft can cost more than you think. Drained investment accounts, stolen tax returns, lost wages, expenses for lawyers. It's a lot. That's why LifeLock is backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which covers up to $1 million for stolen funds, fees, and experts and lawyers, and out-of-pocket expenses. Don't face the burden of identity theft alone. Protect your future and finances with LifeLock. Join now. Save up to 30% off your first year with promo code BECK at LifeLock.com. 1-800-LifeLock, promo code BECK. LifeLock.com. Terms to apply.
In a recent survey of 123,000 wireless customers, Pure Talk was the only wireless company to receive 5 stars in every category: coverage, support, value, and data. What else do you need to know? Switch to Pure Talk today and get any plan, including their top shelf unlimited data plan, for just $15 a month for your first 3 months. No contract, no commitment. Dial pound 250, say micro, and let Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team help you make the switch.
Don't guess. Call Lund Mortgage. Get pre-qualified. Then go look at houses. 623-875-9940.
The name to remember? Mark Kia. Mark Kia. See our full inventory at markkia.com now.
Your one stop for advertising? Call 844-844-iHeart.
In Arizona, they said need to paint like every 6 years. And I said, that's crazy.
Phoenix, make it the summer that you stop painting. Do what Brian did. He called Rhino Shield.
It's a ranch-style house. 3 sides are a sheathing. It's the wood sheathing that got coated with Rhino Shield.
And get this, Rhino Shield's formulated for our specific climate right here in Phoenix.
Rhino Shield, they talked about like an R13 insulation value. Another way to reduce the air conditioning bill. I think it's a really good investment and will be well worth it.
And right now, you can have the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield for 10% off the regular price.
I have to live in the house for about 20 years, and you guys warranty your product. I don't have to worry about it.
Rhino Shield, backed by a 25-year transferable warranty. So stop throwing your money away on ordinary paint. Here's owner Jim Williams.
This offer is limited, so call me at 855-4U-RHINO. That's 855-4-U-RHINO.
Go Rhino!
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
You don't pay for iHeartRadio. Our advertisers do. That's why it's always been and always will be 100% free. Radio, music, podcasts. Download the iHeartRadio app now.
If you have great credit but still in a traditional mortgage, then you will most likely spend 25 years longer in debt than you have to. Learn about the Life Changer loan where you can do your banking inside of your mortgage, where the average client pays off their home in just 5 years and saves over $250,000 in interest and keeps 24/7 access to their equity. The future of banking and mortgage is here. It's not magic. It's just math. So learn more at lifechangerloan.com. That's lifechangerloan.com.
Arizona Mortgage Broker number MB1002031, NMLS number 1863775, Life Changer Loan Corp. and Equal Housing Lender.
The Mazda More to Move You sales event is going on now at Mark Mazda in Scottsdale.
Babbel proudly presents the Sheep Cheese Fiasco.
Cute markets. Ooh, cheese. Let's get cheese. Cheese, cheese, cheese.
Hola, quiero una oveja pequeñita.
¿Una oveja pequeñita?
Sí.
Bueno, pues tengo como 20.
Oh, no.
But they're cute.
Don't let your Spanish fool you. Avoid bringing home the farm with Babbel, the award-winning language learning app.
Can you make us some cheese, please? Oh, cheese.
You're not cheese.
Practice with Babbel's guided conversations based on real situations. In just 15 minutes a day, Babbel will have you speaking conversationally in as little as 3 weeks.
Yes. Oh, you're so sweet.
Get up to 50% off on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's 50% off at BABBEL.com.
From the Whitfield Nurseries Weather Center.
We're warming up through the weekend with highs today topping out near 101, then clear and 84 tonight. Mostly sunny and 105 tomorrow and 108 on Sunday. I'm Wendy Swanson, 550 KFYI.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Firm. Still sleeping on that old bed? Mattress Firm's sleep experts can help you choose the perfect upgrade. They'll guide you every step, answering your questions. Shop today and save big during the best sale of the year. They make sleep easy.
Training camp is open. The countdown to kickoff is on.
And it's time to get in the game.
iHeartRadio is the official home of the NFL Podcast Network.
We're obviously incredibly excited if you just want to talk about defense.
Get the insight before it's a headline with NFL Daily with Greg Rosenthal.
Thank you to Sean McVay.
Chasing a fantasy title, the Late Round Fantasy Football Podcast helps you draft like a genius.
And hopefully it helps you guys out the most.
This
is what football sounds like.
Download the iHeartRadio app, search NFL, and press play.
Fighting for the conservative principles that make America great. Sean Hannity, today at 1 on your smart speaker. Say, play 550 KFYI.
You're listening to the Conservative Circus 550 KFYI 790 KNST, the free iHeartRadio app. We are streaming live on YouTube at 550 KFYI. Katie Hobbs was once poor. I was born a poor, rich twin. Well, she has two sisters. One's a twin, and I don't know if the other one is older or younger sister. You don't know? Yeah. And she wants you to know she's I didn't win the publishing clearing house. I didn't win millions. That was part of her smash on Biggs, Congressman Biggs, who is running to be governor of the great state of Arizona. Yes, that time on MSNBC was kind of crazy because you had Michael Steele asking questions. You also had another guy who had a great question, setup question, giving Hobbs the room to talk about why, I'm just not going to debate. I'm not going to debate Andy at all.
Governor, you're not the only one that is having a conversation about whether to debate your Republican opponent or not. And I'm going to date us both back for a quick moment. You and I first met back when I was one of those odd guys on a college campus putting on a candidate conversation. And you were running for the state legislature in your earlier days. And what was notable about that for me, you ended up beating a Republican by a 2-1 margin in that legislative race. But you came to that campus conversation with your Republican opponent. And I know that was a different political era, but why not debate Andy Biggs in a one-on-one debate here with now 3 months to the general election?
Okay, so in other words, back when you were in the legislature, you debated to get in there. See, and I remember because I was there. Do you remember me? Okay, a little pleasantries back and forth. Why won't you debate now, Governor Katie Hobbs?
Look, I think that face-to-face interactions with real Arizonans, those real conversations are much more effective than a debate stage that is designed for sound bites and political theater.
Hold on, stop. Designed for sound bites and political theater. Why isn't it designed for the exchange of ideas, Katie Hobbs? It's the exchange of ideas. It's designed for the people to be able to view the candidates, their ideas, to see them challenged. That's what it's designed for. You've turned it into sound bites. And you're not good at sound bites, therefore you don't want to play. Get it straight, girl.
Sound bites and political theater. I've also had many engagements, open press engagements with reporters, answering those tough questions.
She was at many tough engagements, but answering tough questions. No, you haven't answered tough questions. You haven't answered tough. Katie Hobbs, how come you have not sat down with the Attorney General to discuss the pay to play? We have scheduled meetings, and I can't talk about that. Ooh, good job. Oh, how about if we debate that? See, this is why she doesn't want to debate. This is why, Katie Hobbs,
that Arizonans deserve answers to. Andy Biggs, on the other hand, isn't doing that. He's not answering those tough questions. He's not answering for his record of protecting a pedophile cult. And backing Washington's cost-hiking agenda. And I'm going to continue going around the state, talking with Arizonans, having those real conversations, and hearing directly from them. And I think that is much more effective than that stage that is really nothing more than political theater.
That's just a ghastly answer. She's standing by that. She is standing by that. A pedophile, but what a mess. What a hot mess. But you know what? Katie Hobbs is but here she is. She's being protected by the media. She's making her rounds. That was on MSNBC. I think that Giles actually he was allowed to speak. Pablo, where was he allowed to speak?
This was one of the Spanish stations.
Okay, he was on one of the Spanish stations. They had Giles on there, former Republican, now independent Lieutenant Governor choice for Katie Hobbs.
The reason I'm proud to be with Governor Hobbs and proud to represent the Hispanic residents of Arizona is kind of summarized in a saying that I've always been very fond of. Dime con quien andas y te diré quién eres.
Hit the ESL button.
I am proud to walk with Governor Hobbs.
Whoa. Stop. Play that back. Wait. Did he broke out in some Spanish?
Yes, he did.
All right, let's hear this again. We have.
What do you say?
Lieutenant Governor Giles breaking out in some Spanish on the Spanish station.
Dime con quien andas y te diré quién eres.
Okay, hold on.
Can you translate that?
Pablo, what did he say?
Tell me who you walk with and tell me who they are. That's a saying he has. That's what he said.
Did he say it right?
Yeah.
Dime con quien andas y te diré quién eres. I am proud to walk with Governor Hobbs because she's a person who cares about people. And I'm proud to walk with the Hispanic neighbors and brothers and sisters I have in the state of Arizona.
Sisters.
You just said hermanos and hermanas, if you wanted to be correct.
Yeah. You know what, though? You know what? As far as pandering goes, I mean, you tell me, Pablo. As far as pandering goes, compare that to ALC going into a Southern draw.
As far as pandering goes, that's Viva.
Viva?
Yeah, he's got it.
Viva Arizona?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll find that one. Viva Arizona. Giles over here pandering. He's impressed Pablo. Was there more of that? That's it? Okay. This is bizarre. Tell me, is that resonating? Pablo, do you think that would resonate? Was that resonating with your peoples?
It's, I don't know, man.
You don't know?
Not the educated ones, I should say. Or what? Not, what? I mean, let me take that back.
No, maybe it is the educated ones.
You know what? Like me, I'm a political nerd, so I'm totally into it. But my mom, who's just on the skim level, who just watches the ads.
Are you about to throw your mom under the bus?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom watches The View.
Too. Yeah.
Okay. So your mom's over there watching Spanish Station, and she goes, "Oh, this guy is a nice boy. He's a nice young man. He's gonna walk with Kitty Hobbs because she's a good person, and that's enough.
That's enough.
Damn. All right. Well, let's go over the record. Maybe that'll help. Hey, listen. We're gonna do this commercial. While we're doing this, call your mom. Call mom to tell her to tune into the circus because we're gonna talk about Katie Hobbs' record. So she don't have to believe, Giles over here with that walking with my partner thing.
You like that?
Yeah.
Dime con quien andas y te diré quién eres.
Yeah, okay, buddy. Okay. Stay tuned. After an accident, you could be dealing with medical bills, missed work, car repairs, and an insurance company whose job is to protect their bottom line. That's when you call Sweet James. Sweet James and his team know how to take on the insurance companies and fight to get injured people the compensation they deserve. And it's not just about the money. When your life gets turned upside down, you want somebody in your corner who understands what you're going through and knows what to do next. Sweet James brings experience from more than 500 trials to cases big and small with a 98% win rate. They can't guarantee the outcome of your case, but they can make sure you have an experienced team fighting side by side, by your side. So remember, the number before you ever need it. 800-9-million. That's 800-9-million. Or you can find them at sweetjames.com.
The suspect who was killed following a barricade situation in Glendale is being identified. 59-year-old Jeffrey Peters barricaded himself inside a home near 75th Avenue in Glendale Wednesday afternoon. Police arrived to find the suspect reportedly wearing body armor and firing shots at officers' vehicles. He was later found dead with a gunshot wound. A new aircraft carrier is headed to the Middle East after reports of mental health concerns for the crew of the San Diego-based USS Abraham Lincoln. The USS George Washington left Vietnam last week and will be replacing the Lincoln, which has been at sea for over 265 days. Accused CEO killer Luigi Mangione is expected to plead guilty this morning in his federal case in New York. Some spectators were seen sleeping outside the Lower Manhattan courthouse, where Mangione is expected to make his plea to federal charges just weeks before his state trial is set to begin. A winning Powerball ticket worth $1 million was sold in Phoenix. The Arizona Lottery said the lucky ticket for Wednesday night's drawing was purchased at a Quick Trip gas station near 12th Street and Northern. It matched all 5 numbers but missed the Powerball. The $1 billion Powerball ticket was sold in Illinois. And now here's a check of your traffic.
from the Bills Pest and Termite Traffic Center.
I-10 in the eastbound direction, seeing brake lights making your way from Jackrabbit Trail over to Avondale Boulevard. A 16-minute ride, that is a 7-minute delay. Then 10 eastbound from 91st Avenue over to 7th Avenue, a 17-minute ride there. That's an 8-minute delay. Watch for a collision Ellsworth at Pecos and a crash Greenway Parkway right around Kierland Boulevard. If you have a traffic tip, call 602-374-6300.
This report is sponsored by Top Shelf Country Cruise.
7 days. Today's hottest country artists. See performances by Riley Green, Chris Young, Lauren Elena, and Randy Hauser. Intimate shows, exclusive experiences, key memories. One unforgettable vacation. Reserve your stateroom today at TopShelfCountryCruise.com. Top Shelf Country Cruise. The bar's set.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival,
presented by Capital One,
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 18th and 19th at T-Mobile Arena.
Stream it live on Disney Plus and Hulu. And keep listening for the next chance to win your way to be there.
The iHeartRadio Music Festival is connecting all of us. Now that you've bought your iHeartRadio Music Festival tickets, book your room at any of the MGM Resorts destinations, just steps away from the arena. Visit MGMResorts.com.
I'm not great with words after a fight, and I'm sorry wasn't cutting it this time. So I used Smile Tunes to write a soulful ballad about how she's always right. By the second chorus, the silent treatment was officially over. Visit SmileTunes.com and get out of the doghouse today.
Presented by La Mesa of Mesa and Phoenix. RVs, and more RVs. We've moved hundreds of RVs indoors to the air-conditioned Westworld of Scottsdale. Prices slashed on a massive selection of new and used motorhomes, adventure vans, and trailers. Giant savings on top names like Tiffin, Winnebago, Grand Design, Integra, Ford, and more. Best of all, it's free parking and admission. For more information, see RVShowUSA.com. The giant RV show indoors at Westworld of Scottsdale ends Sunday.
You're in charge of ordering boxes. Small boxes, big boxes, really big boxes. You're in charge of tape, labels, mailers, bubble wrap, extra bubble wrap. Just for fun. You're in charge of warehouse cleaning and safety supplies. Good thing there's Uline. Thousands of quality products for your business and warehouse needs, always in stock, ready to ship same day, and backed by Uline's legendary 24/7 customer service. Uline makes it easy because you already do enough. Uline. We warehouse for you.
Born on America's darkest day, September 11th, 01, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, they have helped American heroes ever since. Heroes like United States Navy Chief Shannon Kent. Kent was killed in a suicide bombing, leaving behind her husband, Joseph, their 2 kids. Tunnel to Towers honored her sacrifice and paid off the family mortgage, giving them security forever. Donate $11 a month. Maybe you have a car to donate, land to donate. Please go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-809-7171. That's 800-809-7171.
Summer's almost over, but with a new Toyota from Toyota's National Sales Event, you can turn your end of summer scaries into end of summer woes. In the mood for some elevated dining? Pack a picnic into a 4Runner and hit up a stunning mountain vista.
Whoa!
Haul a bouncy castle in a Tundra and get crowned the coolest dad at the park.
Whoa! I'm king of the castle!
Drive a Tacoma to the lake to go wakeboarding. Whoa, that was awesome air. Let's go again. Or take a BZ to an amusement park with friends. Whoa! Keep your woes going this summer in a new Toyota.
Event ends August 31st. Dealer inventory may vary. See your participating Toyota dealer for details. Toyota, let's go places.
550 KFYI. Real news, real voices, guaranteed human.
But I was out there and all alone.
You're listening listening to the conservative Circus, 550 KFYI, 790 KNST, the free iHeart Radio app. Katie Hobbs, she says she wants to be judged on her record. She wants another 4 years. And this has been the governor of vetoes, fraud, and failure. She's running around. She's avoiding scandals. She's not talking about the vetoes. She's not talking about the fraud investigations and budget failures. When you put it all together, you don't see a series of unfortunate events. What you see is a pattern. Governor Katie Hobbs has been very good at stopping Republicans and remarkably bad at stopping fraud. She's been bad at stopping waste and failures inside of her own government. We can start with that veto pen. 541 vetoes in 4 legislative sessions. That is an Arizona record. More than 70 election-related bills reportedly went down under that veto pen. Republicans sent legislation to her desk dealing with election rules, government accountability, public safety, and spending. And Katie Hobbs suddenly discovers the virtue of saying no. But when billions of taxpayer dollars are flying out the door, somehow that same instinct completely disappears. Look at the administration itself. A court ruled that Hobbs' maneuvers for installing 13 agency leaders without going through the Senate confirmation process violated Arizona law. And then came the Sunshine Residential Homes controversy involving allegations of paid-to-play relationship between campaign contributors and state action. Hobbs has denied wrongdoing, but it became exactly the kind of government insider scandal a governor should never want anywhere near her administration, and she's right smack dab in the middle of it. And it doesn't stop there. Arizona's Auditor General found that the Department of Housing was tricked into transferring approximately $2 million to fraudsters. $2 million. Meanwhile, Hobbs repeatedly opposed the Republican efforts to strengthen eligibility verification for government benefits. Then there's the water issue. Arizona is a desert state. Water is about survival. Yet under the Colorado River negotiations, Arizona agreed to enormous conservation reductions while California's contributions was considerably smaller. Whatever explanation the governor gives, Arizona deserves to know why their state keeps being asked to shoulder such a heavy burden while California protects more of its share. What is that? We're not getting any explanations about that. We're getting platitudes. And when it comes to Arizona's children, the DCS has been plagued by horrific cases and longstanding failures, yet major Republican-backed reforms and child safety measures have been repeatedly vetoed. I thought it was about the children. Shouldn't the children be first? I mean, we can keep going. Hobbs embraced a partnership with CARE. That's Arizona. That's around the Muslim community. Their law enforcement advisory efforts. We've got the Chinese wanting to buy land next to our military installations. What about the Saudi water deal? I mean, there's a lot of things we could debate. There's a lot of things that we could debate. Katie Hobbs may campaign as the woman standing between Arizona and Republican government. We should answer that. Governor, while you were so busy stopping us, who exactly was watching your government? Why won't you sit down with Attorney General Mays? We don't need 4 more years of this. Arizona's already falling behind. We're losing ground. We have lost ground since we had the Ducey administration. If Katie Hobbs wants to run on her record, Republicans should do everything they can to make sure every Arizona voter actually sees that record. And because she will not debate, we have to come up with other creative ways to get it out there. As bad as Katie Hobbs and her pick for Lieutenant Governor Giles, as bad as they performed on the news, except for, Pablo said, hey, Pablo, I heard from a friend that said that was the whitest Spanish he has ever heard in his life. If Spanish could be white, that's what that was. That's what Giles was. He said, shame on you.
Yeah. Spanish is my second language. Just so you know.
Okay, Rivers. Okay, Paul Rivers.
Yeah.
Right.
I know broken Spanish.
Was that Paul Rivers Spanish? Was that what we were hearing from Giles?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Coming up next, my friends, the conservative circus clown of the week. Kaiko Roofing. Here's a lesson that most homeowners learn the hard way. The cheapest roof is often the most expensive roof. Why? Because if it isn't done correctly the first time, you're going to end up paying someone else to fix it later. That's why so many Arizona homeowners choose Kaiko Roofing for over 32 years. They've built a reputation for quality workmanship, premium materials, and standing behind everything they do. They don't cut corners because they know your roof protects everything underneath it. And remember, a roofing warranty only has value if the company is still around to honor it. After 3 decades serving Arizona families, Kaiko has earned the trust of homeowners throughout the valley. If you know you have a roofing problem or even think you might, well, don't wait for it to start raining inside your house. Schedule your free roof checkup today. With many financing options available on approved credit, there's never been a better time to protect your home. Kaiko Roofing. They're crazy about quality. Visit KaikoRoofing.com. You be sure to tell them James T. sent you.
From the DeGreen Private Wealth Traffic Center.
I-10 in the eastbound direction, seeing brake lights making your way from Jackrabbit Trail over to Avondale Boulevard. A 16-minute ride that is a 7-minute delay. Then 10 eastbound from 91st Avenue over to 7th Avenue. A 17-minute ride there. That's an 8-minute delay. Watch for a collision Ellsworth at Pecos and a crash Greenway Parkway right around Kierland Boulevard. If you have a traffic tip, call 602-374-6300.
This report is sponsored by Top Shelf Country Cruise.
7 days. Today's hottest country artists. See performances by Riley Green, Chris Young, Lauren Elena, and Randy Hauser. Intimate shows, exclusive experiences, key memories. One unforgettable vacation. Reserve your stateroom today at TopShelfCountryCruise.com. Top Shelf Country Cruise. The bar's set.
Ouch. Fauci lying to us while pushing the vax.
Thank you very much.
While lining his pockets.
Garrett Lewis.
Not science.
This afternoon at 4.
That's corruption.
550 KFYI.
It's really a great pleasure.
Set a preset on the iHeartRadio app.
We had downsized. In that downsizing, my husband lost his man cave.
Everyone is talking about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation. Like your neighbor Deb.
My husband and I were at the home show and saw all these vendors with garage floor coatings. The one that stayed with us was Galaxy.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings is 4 times stronger than epoxy.
I'm the only one home. And so it's nice when well-dressed, clean-cut, respectful crew show up. That's what Galaxy stands.
Commercial or residential, Galaxy transforms pools, patios, garage floors, and driveways in as little as 1 day. And it comes with a lifetime warranty.
Warranties are real important for us, and to know that should there be an issue, Galaxy was standing behind it. That's pretty much what tipped us over to go with Galaxy.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com and remember to like us on Facebook.
We are so proud to open our garage store.
We're out of this world.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks like blood clots. USA Vein Clinics offers minimally invasive treatments that take as little as 15 minutes, covered by most insurances. Call 602-855-9542 and schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. Call 602-855-9542 for free information today. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away on their own. USA Vein Clinics can help. Call 602-855-9542 for fast, easy, and affordable solutions. USA Vein Clinic treatments are covered by most insurance plans. Don't put this off any longer. Call 602-855-9542.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. Injured? Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Everyone needs gold and silver, but life comes at us fast. So if you need to sell, see us. We pay top dollar for gold and silver bars and coins. Republic Monetary Exchange in Phoenix on Camelback, just east of 40th Street. 602-682-GOLD or rmegold.com.
Some apps say they're free, then come the fees. Not the iHeart app. It's 100% free. No required subscriptions to access the best live radio stations, free playlists, podcasts, and more. Download the free iHeart app today. iHeartRadio.
Tactical, every Friday through Saturday, a different top firearm manufacturer takes center stage with special pricing on some of your favorite brands. The manufacturer changes every weekend, so there's always a new reason to get back down and save. While you're there, ask about big month-long giveaways. Stop in for all the details and your chance to win. Thinking about upgrading your collection? Tombstone Tactical is your destination to buy, sell, trade, or co-sign firearms. Whether you're looking for something new or ready to turn a firearm you no longer use into cash or credit, their knowledgeable staff can help every step of the way. And don't miss out on the latest arrivals. Follow Tombstone Tactical on Instagram to see new inventory, weekend specials, and upcoming events before anyone else. New deals every weekend, great brands, great people, great prices. Tombstone Tactical, right off the I-17 in Metro Center between Dunlap and Peoria. You be sure to tell them James T. sent you. Don't guess. Call Lund Mortgage. Get pre-qualified. Then go look at houses. 623-875-9940.
From the Whitfield Nurseries Weather Center.
We're warming up through the weekend with highs today topping out near 101, then clear and 84 tonight. Mostly sunny and 105 tomorrow and 108 on Sunday. I'm Wendy Swanson, 550 KFYI.
This report is sponsored by Ace Cooling Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Before Arizona heat turns unbearable, get your AC ready with Ace Cooling Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Call Ace today at 602-536-4475 for a free estimate or visit them online at acehomeaz.com.
Teachers make a difference each and every day. Now's your chance to say thanks. iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher powered by Donors Choose. Nominate an outstanding public school teacher who goes above and beyond for students. They could be one of our $5,000 winners for classroom supplies and resources. Teachers give so much. Now it's our turn to give back. Nominate a teacher now at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
Keeping you informed and up to date now more than ever.
I like knowing what's happening in the world. 550 KFYI on the free iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to the Conservative Circus, 550 KFYI, 790 KNST, the free iHeartRadio app. And it is time for the Conservative Circus Clown of the Week. And what a wild week it was. I will tell you this. All of our finalists and the winner, well, they fit into a certain category. Woke and crazy. Woke and crazy. And no, AOC, she did not make the cut this week. We have to credit our second runner-up for possibly saving the great state of Wisconsin and the country. She was the first real roadblock, the first real stall in this movement, this blue wave of social democrats that's sweeping the country. We're talking about Francesca Hong, who actually, her socialism didn't stop her. What stopped her was her racism and her hatred of Thanksgiving.
First of all, look at what happened when you're out here parading Liz Cheney during a campaign. And of course, Mayor Mamdani and Dr. Syed and I just all happen to be people of color.
Oh,
and
I didn't notice.
They said this about Mandela too. And the electability argument is so tired. But I know that the expectations are different for us.
Wow. So this is on the day of. She was already playing the race card. This is why we lost, because we are BIPOCs. We are people of color. Even Mandela, who dropped out of the race, they were hating on him too. See, she didn't know that the other brother, who they snuck back in there, was going to end up winning the whole thing, which blows her argument completely apart. Yeah, but as egregious as that was, Miss Hong, she was in the second runner-up. Our first runner-up has to be Coach Stephanie White from the Indiana Fever, after one of her players got clotheslined. I mean, taken out. This is Sophia, right?
Yeah, Sophie Cunningham.
Sophie Cunningham.
Taken out.
Just wham! Instead of, going off on the other team, going off on the other, the player that did this, she had sympathy for that player. And then when she got called out for it, I mean, people were calling for her to be fired. The fans over at the Fever were turning against her. She had a press conference in which she let it be known that she ain't no punk.
The stuff that's trying to hijack our league will not win.
Mm-hmm.
It won't win. We are united. We are connected. We will not be divided. Every day these women put their on the line. Every day. When they go low, we go high. Love will win.
Uh-oh.
Grace will win.
Uh-oh.
Humility will win. And kindness will win. I stand by them. I will always stand by them. Everybody else can go to hell.
Ooh! Ooh! Love will win. Go to hell. That's what she said. We are a league of compassion. Go to hell. You can go to hell.
We're humble. We're humility.
Right. Well, when they go low, we go high. Go to hell. That was what is it? Who was Linda? Stephanie White.
Coach of the Indiana Fever.
Coach of the Indiana Fever. The WNBA did have a big meeting this week to decide what the W meant in WNBA.
No,
yeah, they did. And it's still inconclusive. They have not decided what the W means. Still, I guess will stand for woke, because you still have Enos Cantor Freedom, and you have other men that are going to be
enrolling for the draft.
Yeah.
Eligible for the draft,
right,
according to WNBA rules.
I heard some other folks weigh in on this, saying, the B team of the NBA, they only make about $45,000, $50,000 a year. I mean, and the average WNBA player, I believe, makes a couple of $100,000 a year. They may throw their hat in as well.
Oh, the benchers?
Not the benchers. They have the European League, and they got
the summer league, like the G League.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
Pretty soon it's going to be all the WNBA. It's gonna.
All you wanna, man?
Well, we come up with something. That's something that Aaron would come up with. Something probably juvenile, but that's what it's going to be. It's absolutely insane to watch. But yes, let's get to our winner. This is very serious. Our winner this week is so egregious, it's going to make it into our Friday prayer. We had the governor of Eastern State, Massachusetts, sign into law an abortion bill that allows for a woman to get an abortion even up to the day of her birth, unrestricted. And what was crazy is she had a bunch of women surrounding her that after she signed it, we got this. I can't. They started clapping.
The ink wasn't even dry yet.
Literally, the pen was just coming off of the paper, and they started clapping at the fact that now women, and some of them standing around were mothers, could take the life of their child. Something that President Trump was ridiculed over by Kamala Harris during the debate, saying this just doesn't happen. And here we have it being signed into law for being an absolute ghoul, for having absolute disregard for the laws of man and God, for actually applauding the death of innocents. Governor Maura Hale and the women surrounding her and who support this are the conservative circus clowns of the week. Republicans keep trying to beat the Democrat socialists with lectures. We're going to talk about El Said, and we're going to talk about how we need to expose the radicals and how we have some people that have laid the roadmap out to some success. And we need to adopt that. Stay tuned, my friends. This is going to come right after the news. You are listening to the Conservative Circus, 550 KFYI, 790 KNST, and the free iHeartRadio app. Hurt in a crash? Now you're in pain, missing work, and your car's out of commission. Call the accident attorneys at Sweet James. They help you get the medical care you need, handle your case from start to finish, and fight for the money you may need to get your life back. No stress, no runaround, and you pay nothing unless they win. Call now for a free case review, 800-9-MILLION. That's 800-9-MILLION. Or visit sweetjames.com.
Orthopedic care. At Abrazo Health, we believe these two words are better together. When joint pain postpones a walk with friends or halts a weekend hike, recruit our orthopedic physicians, surgeons, and physical therapists to join your team. From our minimally invasive advanced technology designed to improve patient outcome to our comprehensive rehabilitation program, start your journey to a pain-free life. Find your partner in care at abrazohealth.com/orthopedics.
If your advisor hasn't shown you how your retirement paycheck will last, what are you paying them for? This is Logan from Sun Valley Wealth. Catch our show, Cover Your Assets, every Saturday at 10 a.m. right here. Learn how to protect your income and your money. Go to sunvalleywealth.com, call or text 480-CONSULT for a free consultation.
I'm not exactly great with apologies. After our last argument, I tried saying I'm sorry about 10 different ways, and none of them worked. So I went to Smile Tunes instead. I turned our story into a soulful love song that admitted she was right. Mostly. By the second chorus, she was laughing. By the end of the song, we were ordering takeout together. Turns out a custom song says what I couldn't. Visit smiletunes.com and create a personalized song that gets you out of the doghouse in style.
I was in foot pain for 20 years, trying to give it relief, buying all these different insoles. Drugstore insoles, custom insoles. I spent thousands of dollars. I bought all these products, and not a single one worked. I really, truly needed to have relief in my feet. And the Good Feet arch supports were what gave me the relief I needed.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure that I got something that my feet felt good in, not somebody else's feet. I love the fact that I can wear these arch supports in all my shoes. I have boots, I have cowboy boots, I have running shoes, I have walking shoes, I have flat shoes, I have heels. It makes me so happy. If you ask my husband, he will crack up because there is no store I would rather go in than a shoe store. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Walk into any of the 5 convenient Valley stores in Glendale, Gilbert, Goodyear, Ahwatukee, or Scottsdale.
In less than 10 minutes, you can find out if you're a good candidate for the Life Changer loan. You know the loan where you can do your banking inside of your mortgage and pay off in just a few short years and save 6 figures in interest? If you have great credit and are good with your money, then you absolutely should not be in a traditional mortgage regardless of the rate that you have. The future of banking and mortgage is here. It's not magic, it's just math. So learn more at lifechangerloan.com. That's lifechangerloan.com.
Arizona Mortgage Broker number MB1002031, NMLS number 1863775. Life Changer Loan Corp is an equal housing lender. No required subscriptions, no trial periods, no surprise charges, no monthly fees. iHeartRadio is different. It's 100% free. Download the iHeartRadio app now.
Fix it, Frankie. This is Ethel. Yes, my Frankie can fix your air conditioner. Frankie can fix anything. What? Well, how did the cat get inside the condenser coil? It was chasing the raccoon. So is the raccoon still inside with the cat? They're having babies? Oh, dear. But to answer your question, Frankie can be there at 4 o'clock. And to find the air conditioner, just follow the sound of the howling. Okay, bye now.
Fix It Frankie.
My Frankie can fix anything.
FixItFrankie.com. From the Republic Monetary Exchange Studio, this is KFYI Phoenix, KYOT HD2 Phoenix, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
Another heat wave on the way. From the 550 KFYI Newsroom, I'm Wendy Swanson. The Valley is preparing for more brutal temperatures next week. The National Weather Service issued an extreme heat watch for the Phoenix metro area beginning Monday morning and ending late Wednesday. This latest advisory comes just days after Phoenix endured its second longest extreme heat warning in history. That lasted 18 days. A 7-year-old child has died after being found in a creek in Prescott. The Yavapai County Sheriff's Office says the child wandered from their home near Highway 89 in Granite Dells around 6 p.m. yesterday. About an hour later, search teams found the child in the creek. First responders used life-saving measures, but the child was pronounced dead at the scene. Details about what led up to the emergency are unclear. A D.C. memorial is under guard after being vandalized yesterday. Michael Kastner reports.
The phrase "clean hands, dirty money" was painted in red on the World War II memorial. Bubbles were also found in the memorial fountain and pool, leading investigators to believe that bubble soap was poured into the water. The National Guard was called to the location to monitor the memorial. The Interior Department released a statement with a reminder that the World War II Memorial is a sacred place to honor the more than 400,000 Americans who made the ultimate sacrifice. The statement went on to call the vandalism disgusting and a disgrace, while the department vowed to find the person responsible.
A look at your money. The Dow is down 52 points. Let's take a look at the drive with 550 KFYI traffic.
From the Bills Pest and Termite Traffic Center.
Crash on the 60 headed in the eastbound direction near Alma School Road. Watch for delays there. Also, dealing with a wreck, Van Buren, just west of 48th Street. And in Queen Creek, you've got a collision on Ellsworth right around Pecos. If you have a traffic tip, give us a call on that tip line. Call 602-374-6300.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Pros, come see Lowe's newly redesigned flooring showroom and get up to 35% off trusted brands like Style Selection, Stainmaster, and Stainmaster Pet Protect Special Order Carpet. Find more of what you need for the job and save at Lowe's. Valid through 8/26 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
From the Weather Center, here's Fox 10's Ty Brennan.
For your Friday, look for mostly sunny skies. Temperatures today right around 101 degrees. And then for tonight, those overnight lows dipping to the low 80s.
Right now, it's 84 in Phoenix. Your next news at 8:27 on News Talk 550 KFYI, Guaranteed Human.
The traditional Democrats who are now very livid with other party members.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to the Conservative Circus with James T. Harris.
This is how you know that the adults haven't all left the building yet. They're starting to surface, but the question is it too late? Did you see the video of Gavin Newsom and Whitmer? Whitmer of Michigan out there, Governor Whitmer? My God. I think he just crashed his whole 2028 hopes. Again, is Gavin Newsom now politically dead because of his ideas? No, we didn't get a chance to debate him or talk to him about the wacky socialist. And we can look at the record of California. He doesn't want to debate on that. No, he's going around doing stupid videos trying to be hip with the kids. No, I was at this event last night for Dr. Zuhdi Jasser. Great guy, running in the 4th against Stanton. And someone in the audience has a question like, look, these kids down there on campus are becoming so social. I mean, they're socialists. They're becoming radicalized. Why don't James why don't you go down to ASU and talk to the students? I'm like, no. What? in my mind, I'm 26 years old, but I do realize, and I look, to the most people, I probably look, I'm like a 38, 40. But you put me next to some of them young kids. I'm like, why would they come and listen to an old man? Bro, what? I am what they're railing against. I and my common sense are what they are railing against. The biggest blow to this movement, I truly believe if Charlie Kirk were not assassinated, you would not have the Democrat Socialists of America making the gains that they're making right now. I think that he single-handedly, he set up a little tent and they come down and ask questions, he would dismantle them. The big problem we have right now is we don't have another Charlie Kirk. Well, first of all, you're never going to have another Charlie Kirk. But that wing of the party has squandered a year in conspiracy theory and other kinds of just gobbledygook instead of, advancing and bringing in other warriors to pick up where he left off. We're going to have to cut him off at the pass. We're going to have to expose them and just start calling the leaders what they are. Republicans keep trying to beat the Democrat Socialists with an economic lecture. That's what I would do. I'd be down there lecturing them. Well, old man. Well, I was in the former Soviet bloc. When was that? 400 years ago? That's what they would do. You have other people. How old is Rahm Emanuel? Rahm Emanuel's, I think he's probably around the same age. He's slightly younger. He is going off. This is how you begin to have some change. You got Rahm Emanuel, who is saying to the leaders of the Democrat Party, you need to stop this nonsense. Finally, we got him telling the truth about what happened under Biden, the truth about what happened when the progressives actually had power.
I want to be very clear. If you control the border, you send a signal that people who break the law don't get rewarded. And I'm so angry at my party, not only losing control of the border, but in the 2020 debate, raising your hand and saying, I'm going to give health care to people that cross illegally. Forget the immigration policy, the value system. You have American families suffocating under healthcare costs. Not everybody universally covered, but we're significantly well on our way there. And you're talking about free healthcare to having crossed the border illegally? At every level, that was foolish by the party.
Yeah. Here you are. You remember that debate? That when they asked them the question and they were all raising their hand and everything, and they were like, how many of you would give health care to illegal aliens? They would look around, they put their hand up. See, that people remember that. Yes, ask more questions like that. The American people are going to 100% bristle at that. You're going to give health care to illegals where we have Americans that are still struggling with this? We've got a healthcare system that is absolutely screwed up since Obama, and now you want to compound it by adding illegal people who stole their way into this country? Do we have Joe Scarborough? Joe Scarborough is over here. He didn't do this on purpose. He slipped up, but he did let the cat out of the bag.
They should know when to take the victory. They could have, David Drucker, they could have been campaigning on the closed southern border this whole time. But I have spoken to members of the administration and off-the-record conversations and allies and people connected to the DHS. And I've said from the very beginning, you're never going to get the numbers that Joe Biden had, right? So you're not going to get those numbers because Joe Biden and his administration were letting in so many illegal immigrants. It was very easy to sweep up 5,000 right on the border and send them back.
Joe, did you just admit that Joe Biden opened up the border and let all these people in? Did you just admit that? All we have to do is continue to hammer, things like this. We have a government that will continue to lie. We have a government that is actually aligned with the Democrat Party. They use the media as their tool, to keep people in line. And you got a lot of Republicans that go along with it, but you have enough that don't. And the ones that don't, it's going to be incumbent upon them to continue to expose the craziness. And part of it will take care of it itself, like you just saw with Rahm Emanuel and Joe Scarborough. But then when we run up against people like El Said and other candidates that are running for office that are Marxist and are Islamists, well, we got to start asking them questions. And coming up, I have a list of questions that you may want to get your recording device or a pen and pen, because I got some questions that all Islamists should be asked before they get your vote. Stay tuned. Money is purchasing power. If it doesn't preserve your purchasing power, it isn't doing its job. Over the past 50 years, the dollar has lost more than 80% of its purchasing power. Why? Because governments can always print more dollars. Now, gold is different. 50 years ago, it took about 335 ounces of gold to buy the average home. Today, despite soaring home prices in dollars, it takes only about 106 ounces. 50 years ago, 1 ounce of gold brought about 200 gallons of gasoline. Today, it buys nearly 1,000 gallons. What? Yeah. The lesson is simple. Dollars lose value over time. Gold has helped preserve purchasing power for generations. Protect what you've worked hard to earn. Visit Jim Clark and the professionals at Republic Monetary Exchange on Camelback Road, just east of 40th Street in Phoenix. Call 602-682-GOLD or visit rmegold.com.
From the DeGreen Private Wealth Traffic Center.
Crash on the 60 headed in the eastbound direction near Alma School Road. Watch for delays there. Also, dealing with a wreck, Van Buren just west of 48th Street. And in Queen Creek, you've got a collision on Ellsworth right around Pecos. If you have a traffic tip, give us a call on that tip line. Call 602-374-6300.
This report is sponsored by My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
Never wait to see your family doctor again. And My Doctor Now, you don't need to take time off work or even schedule ahead. Open 7 days a week. It's your family doctor. Available same day, every day, guaranteed. Go to My Doctor Now, your same-day family doctor.
I will buy a WNBA franchise. My team will be trans. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton. We will not lose a single game. Today at 10, 550 KFYI on iHeartRadio.
Babbel proudly presents The Bookstore Bungle.
Librairie means library in French, right?
Yeah, obviously.
I just love a library.
The French are so loud, though.
Yeah. Hey, be quiet. This is a library. S'il vous plaît.
Ce n'est pas une bibliothèque.
Bibliothèque? I think that's Spanish, ma'am.
You are in a bookstore, not a library.
Oh. No more bookstore bungles with Babbel.
Touriste.
Learn to speak like a local and act like one too. Practice with Babbel's guided conversations based on real situations. Get up to 50% off on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to get up to 50% off. Babbel.com.
The name to remember? Mark Kia? Mark Kia. See our full inventory at markkia.com now.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner & Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Your one stop for advertising? Call 844-844-iHeart.
The Mazda More to Move You sales event is going on now at Mark Mazda in Scottsdale.
Hi, it's Garrett Lewis. I get my firearms, my accessories, all from Bear Arms Firearms, a family-owned firearm shop in the heart of Scottsdale at Scottsdale and Shea. They have over 2,500 new and used firearms, the best prices, and their staff will help you if you're looking to modify your firearm or help first-time firearms buyers. A great friendly staff. They want to buy your firearms and any military items you may have as well because they love this country. Bear Arms in Scottsdale, beararmsaz.com.
You feel trapped by your low interest rate? 25 years of payments left and you'd like to move, but you can't afford with the current interest rates? Then you need to check out the Life Changer loan where you can pay off in just a few short years without changing a dime of spending habit, regardless of the rate environment. You see, when you can do your banking inside your mortgage, it's not about the rate, it's about cash flow. It's not magic. It's just math. So learn more at lifechangerloan.com. That's lifechangerloan.com.
Arizona Mortgage Broker number MB1002031, NMLS number 1863775. Life Changer Loan Corp is an equal housing lender.
Presented by La Mesa, and Phoenix. RVs, and more RVs. We've moved hundreds of RVs indoors to the air-conditioned Westworld of Scottsdale. Prices slashed on a massive selection of new and used motorhomes, adventure vans, and trailers. Giant savings on top names like Tiffin, Winnebago, Grand Design, Integra, Ford, and more. Best of all, it's free parking and admission. For more information, see RVShowUSA.com. The giant RV show indoors at Westworld of Scottsdale ends Sunday.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Arizona lawyer will handle Arizona cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Not all pre-approvals are created equal. A real pre-approval from Lund Mortgage carries weight because they review your credit, income, and assets before you make an offer. Call Lund Mortgage. Get pre-qualified. Then go look at houses. 623-875-9940.
We're warming up through the weekend with highs today topping out near 101, then clear and 84 tonight. Mostly sunny and 105 tomorrow and 108 on Sunday. I'm Wendy Swanson, 550 KFYI.
This report is sponsored by Audible. When you start listening to books on Audible, traffic might seem like less of an annoyance and more of an opportunity for another chapter. Audible, stories that speak to you. New members can start listening with a 30-day free trial at audible.com.
Training camp is open. The countdown to kickoff is on.
And it's time to get in the game.
iHeartRadio is the official home of the NFL Podcast Network.
We're obviously incredibly excited if you just want to talk about defense.
Get the insight before it's a headline with NFL Daily with Greg Rosenthal.
Thank you to Sean McVay.
Chasing a fantasy title, the Late Round Fantasy Football Podcast helps you draft like a genius.
And hopefully it helps you guys out the most.
This
is what football sounds like.
Download the iHeartRadio app, search NFL, and press play.
Feel like the world's gone insane? Reclaim your sanity with Clay and Buck today at 10 on 550 KFYI and the free iHeartRadio app.
You are listening to the Conservative Circus 550 KFYI 790 KNST, the free iHeartRadio app. How do you defeat a candidate like Abdul El Said? You make the campaign about the things voters do understand. American constitutional principles, individual liberty, freedom of religion, freedom of speech, equal protection under the law. And then you don't tell voters what El Said believes. You make him tell them what he believes, like he did with football.
Football is very much associated with a particularly masculine and oftentimes toxically masculine culture, and so much of it was about you wanted to be able to get back up and play for your team, and you really aren't allowed to show pain or vulnerability. That's part of the sport.
Listen to this. Isn't this the guy who then challenged Mike Rogers' opponent to a game of one-on-one football? a fundamental misunderstanding of what's going on here. See, and that means that Mike Rogers and Republicans should stop giving speeches about El Said and start asking El Said questions, simple questions. And you know what? Mike Rogers, he's starting to do that. He's weighing in. He's keying in on this big weakness that El Said has exposed.
You can almost hear a collective gasp across Michigan for all the things he spends time hating on. I mean, when I go back, I want to, make sure we're protecting our faith and our families and our factories and our freedoms, while he's advocating doing away with our fireworks, football, the 4th of July. This guy spent hours hating on what most Michiganders would enjoy in their pastimes, and he should be held to account for that. These are views that he held that he was pretty strong about, but he knew that he had to delete them all for if people really knew who he was, they wouldn't vote for him. So you're right. It's just a matter of making sure we have the resources and the people that are out there fighting what I think is the heart and soul of the country in this particular race.
You're almost there, sir. You're almost there. Yes, you absolutely point out the absurd things as he said about fireworks and football. I like the way he threw all those F's in there. You see that? You caught that, didn't you, Pablo? Yeah. Freedom and fireworks and yeah. But then we need to start asking questions. Mike Rogers and Republicans should stop giving these speeches. We need to ask questions. Here are the questions I believe need to be asked. Number one. Do you believe that American Muslims who convert to another faith should be executed or in any way punished? Sharia. We'll find out what they think about Sharia. Number two, should it be illegal to punish a cartoon of the Prophet Muhammad in the United States? Did the staff at Charlie Hebdo deserve what happened to them? That's the French cartoonists over there. Remember when they were doing just that? They were making Muhammad the cartoons, and you had some terrorists, Islamic terrorists, go in there and slaughter them. Did they deserve that? Question number 4. When Sharia law and the Supreme Court are in conflict, whose authority takes precedence in your duty as a United States Senator? Dr. El Said. Number 5. Do you acknowledge that foreign Islamic rulings, fatwas, have zero legal standing in the United States? Number 6. Should non-Muslims be allowed to testify in court against Muslims? See, in areas where they have Sharia law established, that would be that answer would disturb you. Number 7, do you support America's First Amendment right to say controversial, blasphemous, and even offensive things about all religions, including Islam? Number 8, do you agree that Islam scholars and tribunals have no legal authority to overturn, ignore, or delay a United States court decision? Number 9, do you believe Muslim nations like Saudi Arabia, Iran, Pakistan, or Qatar must allow Christians and Jews to worship freely and openly, including the right to build churches and synagogues? And the last question that should be mandatory. You have 2 daughters. If they refuse to wear a hijab when they get older or decide to date non-Muslims, how would you react? That's how you do it. That's how you do it. No, don't get me wrong. They'll lie. They'll lie. But they'll be on record. And we get to see how convincing they are when they lie. They don't declare what these questions, they don't declare what he believes or others like him believe, but they force him to declare what he believes. His answers. If he answers, I mean, we get to tell if he's really unequivocally, beholding to the Constitution, to constitutional liberties. Voters get to hear it. If he dodges, qualifies, or refuses to answer, the voters hear that too. In the same way we hear what's happening with Katie Hobbs as she dodges. We need to learn from the races where we've seen far left candidates stumble. Don't assume that voters reject somebody just because they suddenly discovered, Friedrich Hayek, Road to Serfdom. How many of you have read Friedrich Hayek's Road to Serfdom? I have. It's the reason why I'm conservative. It's the reason why I believe in free markets. Nobody reads Friedrich Hayek anymore. They're all Keynesians, and they haven't read that. It's just what's pushed by the media. But you know what? It's ingrained in us. That's the lesson. Don't campaign against a label. Expose the world view. Once we expose the world view, like Miss Hong up there in Wisconsin, Francesca, once we expose the world view, oh my God, I can't vote for that. I don't need to be calling anybody a socialist or a Marxist anymore. All we need to do is to get them to talk about their values. They can't help themselves. El Sai, how do you play one-on-one? How do you play one-on-one tackle football, sir? Does the apple fall far from the tree? Did you know that El Said has a sister? He has a sister. She is a professor on a college campus. And she's mad. She's big mad. You got to hear from her. We're going to hear from her. And then we're going to ask the question, does radicalism run in the family? That's coming up next.
Waymo is expanding its autonomous ride-hailing service in the East Valley. The company says roughly 55 square miles is being added to its coverage area. Waymo will now cover more than 350 square miles of the Phoenix metro with the update. The man accused of shooting a Phoenix police officer 8 times nearly 5 years ago has been convicted of all charges by a Maricopa County jury. Essa Williams was found guilty of shooting Officer Tyler Moldovan. Moldovan and his partner were responding to a call near 19th Avenue and Camelback Road. Parts of Indiana are under mandatory evacuation orders where heavy rain has caused extreme flooding. Officials in Dearborn County last night said that unprecedented flooding is forcing evacuations along the Whitewater River, which has reached its highest crest in recorded history. Selena Gomez and her mother are facing a new lawsuit accusing them of misleading investors in their mental health startup, Wondermind. The lawsuit claims investors poured over $1 million into the startup in 2021 and were misled about the company's plans to become profitable. Last year, media reports claimed Gomez was distancing herself from the company after a dispute with her mother. Now here's a check of your traffic.
The Bills Pest and Termite Traffic Center.
Crash on the 60 headed in the eastbound direction near Alma School Road. Watch for delays there. Also, dealing with a wreck, Van Buren just west of 48th Street. And in Queen Creek, you've got a collision on Ellsworth right around Pecos. You have a traffic tip, give us a call on that tip line. Call 602-374-6300.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
You've got a vehicle you need to sell. I want you to listen to this. GiveMeTheVin.com is buying everything from your clunky daily driver and pickup trucks to SUVs, minivans, supercars, exotic sports cars. If it has wheels, they want it. And the best part, you don't have to deal with dealerships or private sale tire kickers. You just go to GiveMeTheVin.com and you enter your VIN number. or you can even just enter in your license plate and you'll get an offer in a matter of minutes. They offer more than CarMax or Carvana, where they'll give you $100. Accept the offer, and you can either drop it off to them or let them come to you to pick it up. It's easy, it's fast, and it starts at GiveMeTheVIN.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVIN.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival
Presented by Capital One.
is coming back to Las Vegas.
September 18th and 19th at T-Mobile Arena.
Stream it live on Disney Plus and Hulu. And keep listening for the next chance to win your way to be there.
Turn up the style with Burlington. Shop the brands you love and the looks you want without the high prices. From festival-ready fits to everyday favorites, it's never been easier to look good and save big. Burlington, where great style meets even better deals.
Want up to $25,000 in free silver? When you make a qualifying purchase through Golden Crest Metals, you can receive up to $25,000 in real silver added to your account. Call 888-447-7857 now for your free information kit. That's 888-447-7857. Again, call 888-447-7857. Not a financial advisor. Precious metals involve risk. Free silver offer is a 10% bonus in silver on qualifying purchases of premium mintage coins. $10,000 minimum purchase required. Bonus silver capped at $25,000 and credited to customer account. See goldencrestmetals.com for full terms.
I'm not exactly great with apologies. After our last argument, I tried saying I'm sorry about 10 different ways, and none of them worked. So I went to Smile Tunes instead. I turned our story into a soulful love song that admitted she was right. Mostly. By the second chorus, she was laughing. By the end of the song, we were ordering takeout together. Turns out a custom song says what I couldn't. Visit SmileTunes.com and create a personalized song that gets you out of the doghouse in style.
Born on America's darkest day, September 11th, 01, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, they have been helping American heroes ever since. Heroes like U.S. Army Sergeant William Bernard McKenna, exposed to burn pits. McKenna later died from T-cell lymphoma, leaving his wife, Dina, and 2 daughters. Tunnel to Towers honored Sergeant McKenna. They paid off the family's mortgage in honor of all of his sacrifice. Donate $11 a month. If you have a car to donate, if you have land to donate, go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org today.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-809-7171. That's 800-809-7171.
You know, it's not the most favorite thing I've ever done is paint a home.
Phoenix, you don't want to spend your summer painting, so do what your neighbor Don did. He called Rhino Shield.
It's a single story that was built back in 1998. I've had the home painted about every 4 years.
Rhino Shield's better than paint and formulated for our specific climate here in Phoenix and comes with a 25-year transferable warranty.
Initially, the warranty was probably the most important item I looked at. There's a tremendous value.
So stop painting your home year after year and get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield right now for 10% off the regular price.
I cannot say this about the previous 4 companies that I had paint the home, how beautiful the home looks. It has never looked so good, and shame on me for not going to Rhino Shield sooner.
Here's owner Jim Williams.
This offer is limited, so call me at 855-4U-RHINO. That's 855-4, the letter U, Rhino.
Go Rhino!
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
550 KFYI. From local stories to global headlines. Guaranteed human.
You are listening to the Conservative Circus 550 KFYI 790 KNST on the free iHeartRadio app, my friends. We are streaming live on YouTube 550 KFYI.
Steve, this is the old man in Phoenix. How do you play football one-on-one? That don't make no sense.
I do. I understand. And I thank you for asking the question. How do you play tackle football one-on-one? You see, that just illustrates how effective this is. Sir, that is what El Said said. That's the dare that he laid down after he, said his nonsensical things about tackle football. Line it up for me one more time, Pablo, where we have El Said over here talking about toxic masculinity.
James T.
And football and all that kind of stuff. How he's out here, talking tough about football.
Football is very much associated with a, particularly masculine and oftentimes toxically masculine culture.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then he went and ran it on down. Then he got called out for it. So then he's like, you know what? You ought to prove you're tough. I challenge you to a one-on-one game of tackle football.
Are you going to hike it to yourself? How do you do that?
Demonstrated that he don't know what the hell he's talking about. You know what? It's like, dude, he's not of the culture. Everybody knows that you don't play one-on-one tackle football. You can play one-on-one basketball. You can't play one-on-one baseball. You can play catch with each other. You can play, but there's no one-on-one. Hey, man, I challenge you to one-on-one tackle football. That's asinine. Yeah, you don't understand. So you're talking about something, what? Toxic masculinity. Shut up. Shut up. You're a radical. Radicals don't take time to understand football or baseball or basketball or anything that regular people, enjoy. They're consumed with the cause. I mean, they're consumed with like the old Marxists. Oh, I miss the days when we were involved in with being part of trying to bring about the revolution. You don't have time for football. You don't have time to go to church during a revolution. You don't have time. What? Someone asked, I think it was Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio loves football. What his weekend would look like, a perfect weekend. He talked about, watching college football and then on Sunday watching NFL football. He says it'll probably be years before I can do that again because of the nature of his job. But see, that's someone who's balanced. That's someone who's normal. El Said, football, max masculinity, men running around doing that stuff. And then when he gets called out, you want to be, I challenge you to a game of one-on-one football.
I would push back on the masculine thing as well, because in America, one of the fastest growing sports is flag football for girls.
Oh,
there
know
are
that.
So many girls participating in flag football across America that
flag football
it's our culture.
Listen,
America,
man, it's the culture. It's the culture. We all play it. There's the girls that aren't playing flag football in other countries. I mean, they'll play soccer, maybe.
We grew up playing in our backyard football. Even if you had 4 or 5 guys, at least you had one all-time quarterback.
You telling me you didn't grow up in your backyard playing one-on-one tackle football?
No. We're doing Oklahoma drills?
Right. Come on, y'all. Come on. El Said is a radical. El Said is a revolutionary, and you know what? It runs in the family. His sister just happens to be a radical who popped off, about how hard it is to fight the system, on the college campus.
University of Chicago.
Let's start up again. Good catch there, Pablo. Good catch. You caught that right out of the box. She dropped the F-bomb right out of the box.
University of Chicago. It's evil. It's a colonial landlord. Why would I put any of my political energy into this space?
Okay, let's stop right here. Blank the University of Chicago. She's at the University of Chicago. She's at one of the forums there, and she starts out with blank the University of Chicago. That'd be like me sitting up here talking blank iHeartMedia. iHeartMedia, they won't let me do what I want to do. What? And this is the woke liberal mindset that hires somebody. This woman works there. She influences children there.
Why would I put any of my political energy into this space? And I kind of had a little bit of disdain for people who spent a lot of time doing that. And the genocide really collapsed that and made me realize that.
Listen to this.
2 things. One is that, my students needed me. So it was I have to organize here to take care of my students, who I do care about. But I also realize, and I think this is a painful lesson that a lot of us in the Palestine Solidarity Movement have been learning, is that we don't have power. We can shift the moral authority all we want, and we've won the moral question. That was the imperative that we've had. Done, check. Put Palestine in the national consciousness, we did it. Make people sympathetic to Palestine, teach the history, we did it. Now you have white boys on the north side of Chicago being like, hey man, free Palestine. I'm like, okay, now did not see it coming, glad it's here.
Why does the University of Chicago hire this woman? What, free speech? What? She can get there. She's telling you, blank the University of Chicago. She's there to organize. She's there to turn white suburban minds against the system, to radicalize them. No wonder she doesn't have time for football. She can't explain anything to you about the culture. She's busy. She is obsessed with organizing the opposition to beat the system. That is what's being produced. And you know what? We just need to call it out. And that's what we're going to do. We're not going to call her a socialist. She's a radical. She hates America. Listen to her language. Listen to what she's trying to do to the white people of America. White folks, wake up, white folks. Paul Rivers, wake up in there. Pablo's just nodding away. He's spellbound. Coming up next, real quickly, Minnesota's Peggy Flanagan. She's a real piece of work as well. We're going to call him out. We're going to call him out. I'm going to enjoy exposing the radicals, talking about what they want for America in your backyard and mine. Coming up next. After an accident, you could be dealing with medical bills, missed work, car repairs, and an insurance company whose job it is to protect their bottom line. That's when you call Sweet James. Sweet James and his team know how to take on the insurance companies and fight to get injured people the compensation they deserve. And it's not just about the money. When your life gets turned upside down, you want somebody in your corner who understands what you're going through and knows what to do next. Sweet James brings experience from more than 500 trials to cases big and small with a 90% win rate. They can't guarantee the outcome of your case, but they can make sure you have an experienced team fighting by your side. So remember the number before you ever need it. 800-900. 800-9-million. That's 800-9-million, or you can find them at sweetjames.com.
From the Bills Pest and Termite Traffic Center.
Got a serious crash now. Scottsdale Road north of Frank Lloyd Wright. Extrication crews are responding to that, so best to avoid that area if you can. Also dealing with a wreck on Hayden near Chaparral and a collision in Mesa, Broadway at Country Club. If you have a traffic tip, give us a call on the tip line, 602-374-6300.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
ESA going to abolish the Senate. Defund the Pentagon. Abolish prisons.
Brace for Insanity with Sean Hannity. Today at 1, 550 KFYI on our free iHeartRadio app.
You've thought about moving some of your IRA into gold. Most people have. Here's what stops them. They think it's complicated. It's not. Golden Crest Metals moves existing IRA and 401k money into physical gold and silver every day. Tax and penalty free. Featured on Fox Business and CNBC. Plus, receive up to $25,000 in free silver with a qualifying purchase. Call 888-447-7857. That's 888-447-7857. Not a financial advisor. Precious metals involve risk. Free silver offer is a 10% bonus in silver on qualifying purchases of premium mintage coins. $10,000 minimum purchase required. Bonus silver capped at $25,000 and credited to customer account. See goldencrestmetals.com for full terms.
Sure, you can find someone to roof your house cheaper. The real question is, will they do it right? At Kaiko Roofing, quality comes first. They don't cut corners. They use premium materials, and they've earned the trust of Arizona homeowners for over 32 years. If you think your roof may have storm damage, call today for a free roof checkup. Your roof protects your home. Protect your roof with Kaiko Roofing. KaikoRoofing.com. Tell them James T. sent you.
Our Valley's unique climate means your trees, plants, shrubs, and gardens need special care. Nobody knows better the TLC they require than Brian Whitfield. Listen to the Whitfield Garden Show tomorrow, 7 to 9 a.m. on 550 KFYI.
Why would a guy in financial services pick a fight with the financial industry? Because in many cases, the system they built works more for them than it does for you. Tune in for a new kind of retirement show with Greg Ayler, Sunday mornings at 9 and 11 on News Talk 550 KFYI.
Make this the year you get active and healthy. Visit the Good Feet store.
You have great credit, but still in a traditional mortgage, then you will most likely spend 25 years longer in debt than you have to. Learn about the Life Changer loan where you can do your banking inside of your mortgage, where the average client pays off their home in just 5 years and saves over $250,000 in interest and keeps 24/7 access to their equity. The future of banking and mortgage is here. It's not magic. It's just math. So learn more at lifechangerloan.com. That's lifechangerloan.com.
Arizona Mortgage Broker number MB1002031 NMLS number 1863775. Life Changer Loan Corp. An equal housing lender.
Before Arizona heat turns unbearable, get your AC ready with Ace Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Whether you need an AC tune-up, fast repair, or a new energy-efficient system, Ace helps keep your home cool, comfortable, and efficient all summer long. Beat the rush. Call Ace today at 602-536-4475 for free estimates and expert service. That's 602-536-4475. Or visit us online at acehomeaz.com. Acing Arizona's comfort needs since '94.
Here's the truth nobody likes hearing. If you are out looking at houses before getting pre-qualified, you're not really a buyer yet. You're a tourist. Because the minute you find the house you love, the very first question is going to be, are you pre-approved? And if you answer no, that house may be gone before you get your paperwork together. That's why you call Lund Mortgage first. They do real pre-approvals, full credit, income, and asset review. So when you make an offer, sellers know you're serious. And right now, Lund Mortgage is paying for the appraisal on qualifying purchase loans that close with them. That's $600 to $800 staying in your pocket instead of going out the door. Most approvals turn around in 24 to 48 hours, so stop guessing. Call London Mortgage, get pre-qualified, then go look at houses, 623-875-9940, or visit londonmortgage.com. London Mortgage, NMLS number 162710, equal housing lender. Terms and conditions apply. All loans subject to credit approval.
We're warming up through the weekend with highs today topping out near 101, then clear and 84 tonight. Mostly sunny and 105 tomorrow and 108 on Sunday. I'm Wendy Swanson, 550 KFYI.
This report is sponsored by iHeartAdvertising.com.
Run a business and not thinking about podcasting? Think again. More Americans listen to podcasts than ad-supported streaming music from Spotify and Pandora. And as the #1 podcaster, iHeart's twice as large as the next two combined. Learn how podcasting can help your business. Call 844-844-iHeart.
Teachers make a difference each and every day. Now's your chance to say thanks. iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher powered by Donors Choose. Nominate an outstanding public school teacher who goes above and beyond for students. They could be one of our $5,000 winners for classroom supplies and resources. Teachers give so much. Now it's our turn to give back. Nominate a teacher now at iHeartRadio.com/teachers.
Unfolding events.
These are important moments.
Big moments.
The latest news. Check in often.
Crystal clear.
550 KFYI on the iHeartRadio app.
You are listening to the Conservative Circus, 550 KFYI, 790 KNST, the free iHeartRadio app.
Morning, James T., Aaron, and Paul Rivers. Hey, I'm 62 years old, and I would be glad to play one-on-one football with Mr. Saeed. He can have the ball first. I'll bet there won't be a second play.
Oh, my goodness. That's Chris. Chris, be careful, Chris. 62 that's not, you ain't no spring chicken. Even in taking him out like that, you may end up hurting yourself, Chris. You gotta slow your roll, buddy. Sounding like Joe Biden who take it behind the bleachers and just, punch him in the face. Wait, did we have another? We had more of Abdul El Said's sister. We have another cup of his sister. This is the Professor Said down there at the University of Chicago. I'm sorry, blanking F-bombs, University of Chicago, where the patriarchy lives. I guess she's needing to organize, trying to organize little white kids, to support Palestine.
I think the question that I'm asking myself and I'm asking you to ask yourself is, where can I actually build power? Ooh. Turns out I work at one of the biggest employers in the city of Chicago. I work at a place that is a landlord, a healthcare provider, a police force, but they are,
Ooh,
right?
F the police.
And a place where I have access to thousands of people that I could potentially organize. And you know what? It's not fun. Organizing academics.
I got an idea, University of Chicago. Why don't you fire her? Why don't you fire her? That would be the thing. Instead of just letting her pop off and talk about F the police and F you, but yet you're hiring her, and what is she doing? She is organizing, people on your campus to turn them against you. That don't make no sense.
No, she said she finally got white kids in Chicago to say free Palestine.
That's what she said. Woo, woo, woo.
That was a goal? That was
her goal, to poison the minds of white people, right? To radicalize white people. That was the goal. Peggy Flanagan. This is Lieutenant Governor up in there in Minnesota. I don't know why I'm laughing, but what I'm about to play for you is hideous. Peggy Flanagan, a Minnesota Democrat Senate nominee. She's on her way to represent the great state of Minnesota in the Senate. She was asked by CNN, should there be a law to set minimum age for gender-affirming care? Remember, gender-affirming care is when they take underage kids. If a girl who thinks she is a boy, they cut her breasts off and do, genitals and vice versa. Should there be a minimum age? Peggy Flanagan.
I mean, I believe that what we need to do is make sure that people have access to healthcare. Frankly, that's one of the reasons, why I've run so hard on Medicare for all and making sure that we get rid of
gender-affirming care and an age? Should there be an age limit?
I think gender-affirming care is part of healthcare. People need access
be an age limit for it?
To healthcare. I think our law as it stands is a good law. I've supported it in the past, but I think the real question that people are struggling with is, if I go to the doctor, how am I going to pay that bill? When folks have $16,000, $17,000 deductibles, it's untenable for people. So that is the issue surrounding healthcare that I hear from Minnesotans all across the state.
Okay, so you support the law as is, no limit. So if a 10-year-old wanted it, you would be okay with that?
Let me be clear. Yeah. I want to be clear that these, medical decisions absolutely should be made between a family and their doctor. Period. Full stop.
See, it's amazing. She couldn't answer the question. She refused to answer the question. She tried to redirect. Kudos to that reporter who would not let it go.
I'm not running for Senate or no kind of office, but I could answer that question.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Should there 18, be an age limit?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you. It's very straightforward. You see, we have a problem here. Who decides what is right and wrong? I think the transgender with affirming care for a child is wrong. It is wrong. Well, what are you basing that off of? Well, be here, for the closing segment of the show. But you have people here who know that it's wrong, but can't bring themselves to say that it's wrong because it's contrary to their agenda. Peggy Flanagan.
I would say, the governor says the buck stops with him. More should have been done sooner, and I agree. And now we know that 100 people have been charged, 60 have been convicted.
Yo, she's talking about the fraud that was going on in Minnesota. And now that people are taking action on it, now she can weigh in. But she can't be a leader and say that something is wrong when I don't know what the progressive movement. I don't know what the platform is.
She passed the buck. She banned on her boss right there. Did you hear that?
Well, and who was her boss? Tim Walz. He ain't going nowhere. He's not going anywhere. So this is it. These are the radicals. These are the radicals. And this is why I'm telling you, when you get these Democrats out there talking about we're a big tent, that's not going to help them. If we know what's under the tent, what they are promoting is not going to help them. We're going to talk about that right after the news. You are listening to the Conservative Circus, 550 KFYI, 790 KNST, and the free iHeartRadio app.
The name to remember? Mark Kia. Mark Kia. See our full inventory at markkia.com now.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. This is Logan from Sun Valley Wealth. Retirement planning is about more than just investments. On our show, Cover Your Assets, we talk about tax strategies, estate planning, lifetime income, and active wealth management. Join us every Saturday right here at 10 a.m. Go to sunvalleywealth.com, call or text 480-CONSULT for a free consultation.
Struggling to pay your energy bill? At SRP, we're here to help. Whether you need immediate financial support or tips to lower energy costs, we're here 24/7. Visit srp.net/help or call 602-236-8888.
Free shouldn't come with a catch. With iHeartRadio, it doesn't. No monthly fees, no trial periods. Radio, music, podcasts. Download the free iHeartRadio app now.
The Mazda More to Move You sales event is going on now at Mark Mazda in Scottsdale.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
From the Republic Monetary Exchange Studio, this is KFYI Phoenix, KYOT HD2 Phoenix, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
Luigi Mangione in court. From the 550 KFYI Newsroom, I'm Wendy Swanson. Luigi Mangione has pleaded guilty to federal stalking charges in the 2024 killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. He faces life in prison and will be sentenced on December 18th. Mangione entered the plea without a plea deal from the federal government in place. Adam Schiff is set to be sentenced this afternoon. He's the man convicted of murdering 76-year-old Pastor Bill Scheineman in New River last year. Schiff admitted to the crime as well as a number of media outlets. He later pled guilty following a plea deal in June and is expected to get a life sentence. A Chandler police officer investigated for improperly using automated license plate technology is now off the force. The Chandler Police Department said yesterday the officer resigned after allegedly using the flock camera system to track a family member. Communities have been pushing back against the camera, citing privacy concerns. However, Flock founder and CEO Garrett Langley defended the technology.
Flock has helped so many cities, thousands of cities, reduce their crime. And the question people are asking, which is right, is What is the cost of that crime reduction?
The investigation started last week when the agency found an anomaly in the system and stopped using the cameras. Meantime, Flock announced it has added new security features after reports of law enforcement abusing the system. A look at your money. The Dow is down 85 points. Let's take a look at the drive with 550 KFYI traffic.
From the DeGreen Private Wealth Traffic Center.
Got a serious crash now. Scottsdale Road north of Frank Lloyd Wright. Extrication crews are responding to that, so best to avoid that area if you can. Also dealing with a wreck on Hayden near Chaparral and a collision in Mesa, Broadway at Country Club. If you have a traffic tip, give us a call on the tip line, 602-374-6300.
This report is sponsored by your Valley Toyota dealers.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
From the Weather Center, here's Fox 10's Ty Brennan.
For your Friday, look for mostly sunny skies. Temperatures today right around 101 degrees. And then for tonight, those overnight lows dipping to the low 80s.
It's 86 right now in Phoenix. Your next news at 9:27 on News Talk 550 KFYI. Guaranteed human.
Now, your chance at $1,000 and a trip to our iHeartRadio Music Festival. Yeah! Text the nationwide keyword WIN to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest.
The Democrats say they want a big tent. Do they know what's underneath the big top?
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to the Conservative Circus with James T. Harris.
Before we get into what's under the Big Ten, I want to throw a shout out to Tracy's Barbershop in Chandler. Tracy's Barbershop in Chandler has come to my attention. Yes.
You don't have hair.
Well, that's
okay. So
not because of my hairlessness. It's come to my attention because on Friday afternoons in the last segment when we do the Friday prayer, she has everybody in the barbershop be quiet. Shh. James C's praying.
I love
How
that.
cool is that? How cool is that? You know, when I first heard that from a gentleman last night, I actually got goosebumps. I'm like, what?
Right now.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm Tracy Barbershop gives me goosebumps. She said, everybody be cool. Did you hear the man is praying? She said,
yeah.
But that puts pressure on us, so don't it? That puts pressure. But it's a good thing. So hey, you know what, Tracy? That made my entire evening when I was told that, and it's making my day today, and I'm going to have you in mind and the people in your barbershop who you telling to shut up while we praying for.
I got to do that to my barbershop.
While we're praying for the country, we're praying to Jesus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hold the fade.
Right. All the barbers, put the clippers down, put the shears down. There's a quiet in the barbershop until you hear the amen.
Man. That's awesome.
Run the wind, be God's friend.
James.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, here we go. We've got the Democrats that are running out the Big Tent. Big Tent. Nancy Pelosi. This is amazing to watch. Nancy Pelosi was the general. And she was out there, she was calling the shots. She pulled the plug on Biden. At first, she was giving, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez a hard time. That's changed. Here, let's start with this. Nancy Pelosi is talking about how we have a big tent. The Democrat is the tent that's open to diversity and socialism.
So when you want to talk about differences that we have differences. It's a big tent. I've always said I'd rather not be in charge of a party that is lockstep this way.
What?
No, we have our diversity of opinion. We represent different districts in the country.
What? She'd rather not be a party that walked in lockstep? We were sitting here envious of Nancy Pelosi and how she was forcing the Democrats to do the goose step. What are you talking about? Now she's trying to back off, you see. Now she's trying to soft pedal. Don't believe that for a second. They still have a stranglehold on people. But now they are marching to the tomb of a different drummer. See how I did that? Yeah. Marching to the tomb of a different drummer. And how do you know that? Because now all of a sudden Nancy Pelosi, she has nice things to say about AOC.
I think that she has been so operational.
What?
And just wonderful. I know it's a joy to work with her, and I think most members think that, and certainly Hakeem.
And by the way, there's no higher praise in the Nancy Pelosi dictionary, or in SU for that matter, than operational. You say operational, that is high praise from Nancy Pelosi, believe you me.
What a suck up.
I know. I don't know who that guy was. I was looking for his name, but yeah.
There's no higher praise to get an attaboy from Nancy Pelosi. I just want to interrupt you. No higher praise.
Believe you me.
Who are you, sir? Go back to Nancy Pelosi again, because as she was trailing off her answer there, she got stepped on by this guy, but she said something interesting.
I think that she has been so operational and just wonderful. I know it's a joy to work with her, and I think most members think that, and certainly Hakeem.
And by the way, there's no higher praise in the Nancy Pelosi dictionary.
Okay. Did you hear that? She said
something about
Hakeem.
That's what I heard.
Where is Hakeem been? Have you seen Hakeem Jeffries anywhere? Hakeem. I haven't seen Hakeem Jeffries. But I am telling you, these midterm elections have absolutely just eviscerated. It's cut off the leadership. You've got Hakeem Jeffries somewhere in hiding. You've got Nancy Pelosi out here passing the baton to AOC. It's absolutely, we're watching the sea change happen. We have breaking news here. Maggione, a guy that I call Maggione. Yeah, this is the guy who killed the
United Health CEO guy?
CEO guy. He has pled guilty. And I guess by pleading guilty, I don't know all that goes into this, but I think that means that New York is going to pull the death penalty off of the table. He has pled guilty. There's also some other states that are going to be throwing things at him. He will probably be facing life in prison, which means he's going to be getting letters from deluded girls for the rest of his life. All these girls lining up because they're in such a... what is that? They're in love with the serial...
I remember that from the beginning, huh? Like
right.
Yeah.
Right. Calling for him to be set free. And you know what? The world is so wacky now. If you get these Democrat socialists in there, they'll probably let him go with all the rest of the prisoners. That's the kind of world we're living in. Big tent. We had Chuck Schumer also weighing in on the big tent. The Democrats, what they're doing they are beginning to coalesce. They're beginning to circle around these candidates because this is where the energy is. This is where the energy is in the Democrat Party. You've got one Democrat, his name is Luke Boren. He's saying, look, he was asked, would he welcome a DSA candidate into the party?
Would you welcome candidates who align themselves with the Democratic Socialist movement?
Look, there are things in that national platform of the DSA that I do not agree with. But what I very much support is a big, open, spirited debate. I want a party that is having, a real competition of visions and voices. That's what we didn't get to have in 2024. That's one of the reasons why I think we're in this mess. And so I'm looking forward, both over these next 2 years, but especially in 2028, to that battle of visions and voices for our party.
I wouldn't be looking forward to that battle of visions and voices for our party. I think you're deluded, Luke. You've already lost. I do believe that we've had a surge, but we didn't have a surge because of ideas, not because of moderate ideas, not because of Democrat traditional progressive ideas. That's not what surged. What surged were stupid statements coming from from some of these socialist candidates. Saying stupid stuff like, I'm going to cancel Thanksgiving. Saying stupid stuff like, I challenge you to one-on-one tackle football, tough guy. Saying stupid stuff like, I'm suffering from, what was that, proximity of whiteness when your son is, come on, y'all. This is by the grace of God, this is what has been sabotaging. And the fact also that finally you have reporters, you have people doing their homework and looking into some of the socialists who have already been elected, like Mayor Mondami. Here's a little flashback.
I think that with the interesting thing about our communities here is I think that minority communities, because we have never had representation, we are tied much more to identity. White communities, they've had representation forever. And so for them, their tie is a little less identity and a little more ideology. And so what I mean by that is we have a lot of voters here who think of themselves first as progressive voters. Mm-hmm. And so we reach out to them speaking about our platform, our progressive platform. Mm-hmm. And you're very right that you need someone in the middle to be a validator, someone to tell them to trust us, believe in us. We've had that with Tiffany Caban and Cynthia Nixon.
Enablers. See, he's laying it out. He's telling you what's going on. This is crazy. How come we weren't able to see this stuff when he was running? How come?
He said it right there. We need to find people that they can trust, and then we use them to.
And that's right. This is. You know what? Will I be successful? I don't know. I mean, I was the clarion call during COVID. Who listened to me? I was telling people what's going on. Who listened to me? Yeah, it was entertaining. It was also very, very informative. That's what I'm going to do here. All I can do is put it out there. These are their words. They're telling you how they're going about doing it. Meanwhile, the old guard, we used to think that these were the liberal lunatics. I'm talking about the Gap 2 supermodel, Stacy. And Cammie, remember Cammie? Kamala Harris? They're back at it. And I'm listening to them. They're trying to catch up with the youngins. But Stacey Abrams and Kamala Harris, well, they're outdated. Now, we're taking a peek under the tent, under the big old tent that Nancy Pelosi says, "Come on in, everybody. We'll do that. We coming in too." Stay tuned. Business owners know the feeling. You're juggling payroll, employees, vendors, compliance, growth, and somewhere buried in the middle of all of that, insurance paperwork nobody has time to read. Policies stacked everywhere, different brokers, different logins, different answers depending on who you call. That's why more growing businesses are checking out SuperSure. If your company has more than 25 employees, SuperSure gives you one super agent who can help manage your business insurance and employee benefits year-round, not just at renewal, and this is huge. They've got a fine print fax tool that translates complicated policy language into plain English so you can better understand what your coverage includes. Plus, everything lives in one place. Policies, documents, benefit information organized and accessible when you need it. And their business value calculator can even help estimate what your business may be worth so you could take a closer look at what you're protecting. Go see why businesses are moving beyond the old broker model. Visit supersure.com. That's supersure.com, paid for by Supersure Insurance Agency, LLC, a licensed insurance agency.
From the Bills Pest and Termite Traffic Center.
Got a serious crash now. Scottsdale Road north of Franklin. Right, extrication crews are responding to that, so best to avoid that area if you can. Also dealing with a wreck on Hayden near Chaparral and a collision in Mesa, Broadway at Country Club. If you have a traffic tip, give us a call on the tip line, 602-374-6300.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Iran's trying to push buttons, seeing
Anthony
how
Fauci needs to be helped. Every American needs to stand up.
Hear about it? Talk about it.
Have their voices heard.
On 550 KFYI on the iHeartRadio app.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Why should you hire America's largest injury law firm for your case? There's lots of reasons. Just like there's a reason millions of people called us last year in their time of need. When it comes to fighting for justice and compensation, millions of people across the country trust us to go to battle for them. We became the largest injury law firm in the world for a reason. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Injured? Dial #law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
In less than 10 minutes, you can find out if you're a good candidate for the Life Changer loan. You know the loan where you can do your banking inside of your mortgage and pay off in just a few short years and save 6 figures in interest? If you have great credit and are good with your money, then you absolutely should not be in a traditional mortgage regardless of the rate that you have. The future of banking and mortgage is here. It's not magic, it's just math. So learn more at lifechangerloan.com. That's lifechangerloan.com.
Arizona Mortgage Broker number MB1002031, NMLS number 1863775. Life Changer Loan Corp is an equal housing lender.
Before Arizona heat turns unbearable, get your AC ready with Ace Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Whether you need an AC tune-up, fast repair, or a new energy-efficient system, Ace helps keep your home cool, comfortable, and efficient all summer long. Beat the rush. Call Ace today at 602-536-4475 for free estimates and expert service. That's 602-536-4475. Or visit us online at acehomeaz.com. Acing Arizona's comfort needs since '94.
CEOs You Should Know gives you an opportunity to learn from some of the top business executives across Arizona and the country. Hi, it's Rich Barra. Come and join me by searching CEOs You Should Know Phoenix on your free iHeartRadio app.
Presented by La Mesa and Phoenix. RVs, and more RVs. We've moved hundreds of RVs indoors to the air-conditioned Westworld of Scottsdale. Prices slashed on a massive selection of new and used motorhomes, adventure vans, and trailers. Giant savings on top names like Tiffin, Winnebago, Grand Design, Integra, Ford, and more. Best of all, it's free parking and admission. For more information, see RVShowUSA.com. The giant RV show indoors at Westworld of Scottsdale ends Sunday.
Make your retirement dreams a reality with Bright Wealth Management. Call us now at 833-777-4296 or brightwm.com for a free portfolio review. Listen to the Bright Wealth Management Show, Saturdays at 2, Sundays at noon on 550 KFYI.
Our valley's unique climate means your trees, plants, shrubs, and gardens need special care. Nobody knows better the TLC they require than Brian Whitfield. Listen to the Whitfield Garden Show tomorrow, 7 to 9 a.m. on 550 KFYI.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner & Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Arizona summers are no joke. Triple-digit temperatures in monsoon season put your air conditioner through the ultimate test. When your AC needs help, trust the experts at Parker & Sons. Their trust-certified technicians are available 24/7 for repairs, maintenance, and new system installations to keep your home cool and comfortable all season long. Visit parkerandsons.com today or call 602-2-REPAIR to schedule your service. That's parkerandsons.com or 602-2-REPAIR.
I'm back to doing what I love and more.
thanks to the Good Feet store.
Visit the Good Feet store today. Walk into any of the 5 convenient Valley stores in Glendale, Gilbert, Goodyear, Ahwatukee, or Scottsdale. Walk-ins are always welcome.
Hi, it's Jim Clark, Republic Monetary Exchange, Arizona's premier dealer in precious metals. I've said for years that we have the best prices around when buying gold and silver coins and bullion. While we believe everyone should own precious metals, sometimes you may need to sell. If so, keep us in mind. We also pay the most for your gold and silver, even if you didn't buy it from us. So whether buying or selling, we offer immediate delivery and payment. No waiting. We're Republic Monetary Exchange in Phoenix on Camelback, just east of 40th Street, 602-682-GOLD or rmegold.com.
Struggling to pay your energy bill? At SRP, we're here to help. Whether you need immediate financial support or tips to lower energy costs, we're here 24/7. Visit srp.net/help or call 602-236-8888.
This is Sarah Spain with the latest from iHeart Women's Sports.
Presented by iHeartAdvertising.com.
There are 3 WNBA games on the schedule tonight. The Connecticut Sun hosting the Chicago Sky at 8 p.m. Eastern. The league best Minnesota Lynx heading up north to take on the Toronto Tempo. That's also at 8 p.m. Eastern. And finally, the defending champion Las Vegas Aces hosting the New York Liberty at 10 p.m. Eastern tip-off. For more women's sports stories, subscribe to Good Game with Sarah Spain on iHeart Podcasts.
Run a business and not thinking about radio? Think again, because people are listening to radio more today than they did 20 years ago. And only iHeartRadio connects with more Americans than TV, digital, even social. Learn how radio can help your business. Call 844-844-iHeart.
Pulpit Chair to At the Table, the food allergy podcast. Each episode, we'll explore how food allergies shape the way we travel, date, celebrate, and connect. Because living with food allergies isn't just about what you can't eat. It's about still having your seat at the table. Brought to you by Genentech and Novartis. Listen to At the Table, the food allergy podcast on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Follow At the Table and start listening on the free iHeart Radio app today.
News you can count on and some laughs too. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton today at 10 on 550 KFYI and the free iHeart Radio app.
You are listening to the Conservative Circus 550 KFYI 790 KNST, the free iHeart Radio app, and we are streaming live on YouTube at 550 KFYI. We've got the gapped tooth supermodel. Stacey Abrams is back. Of course, Stacey Abrams, she's able to still be around because she collected gazillions of dollars from USAID. Remember that? She collected big money. And now she has her think tank and she's still, still trying to keep hate alive, keep racism churned, but she's lost a lot of weight. I used to call her the Gap 2 supersized model, but now she's lost weight to the point where I thought maybe she was running for office because she just when you start losing that kind of weight, something is in mind. She happened to be sitting down with former Vice President Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, who is going to throw her hat in the ring for 2028. If you're listening to the show earlier, I think Gavin Newsom blew himself up with his latest exploits in Michigan. That dorky video he made with Gretchen Whitmer is going to live forever. Cringe video, cringe comments. And until recently, Kamala Harris was the front runner. Now we are understanding that in preliminary 28 polls that is AOC. What a ticket that would be. AOC Kamala Harris, Cami AOC, or AOC Cami. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not scoffing. It very well could be. And imagine the media machine that it's going to take, the coordination, the creativity to put that thing together. And I'll still find ways to pick it apart because it's ridiculous. But I digress. Here is the preliminary. Here's what we have look forward to. Here's what they're testing out, the trial balloon. Stacey Abrams, Kamala Harris, talking about people in the South.
And I know you've been spending a lot of time in the South recently. Yeah. You've been to Tennessee and Louisiana and North Carolina. Yeah. And what I tell people when they want to understand what authoritarianism can look like in the U.S., I say look south. We have lived under soft authoritarianism, I would say, since 1776.
Okay. Since the beginning of the country, people in the South have lived under authoritarianism. What kind? Who? Which people, Stacey? Are we being specific? Are you talking about black folks? Are you talking about just Southerners in general? Is this like leading up to the war of Northern aggression? What the Yankees call Civil War? Are you talking about just Americans of African descent who were enslaved? And then, of course, were freed by the Republican Abraham Lincoln. And then, of course, the good people in Texas didn't find out until much later because the Democrats didn't tell them that they was free until the Republican Union Army came down there and told them on June the 19th. That what you talking about, Stacey Abrams? Detail sister. Kamala Harris.
That part of the pain of this moment, Stacey, is these so-called leaders who...
Hold on. Does she sound like she's drinking? That's what you thought. Pablo, that's exactly what you thought. I can see the look on your face. You broke out laughing because you thought she was already sauced. Yes.
Takes one to know one.
Ooh, you talking about you. I ain't me. That ain't me.
I ain't running for no office, though.
Kamala Harris.
That part of the pain of this moment, Stacey, is these so-called leaders who are pushing this kind of this narrative about who is a legitimate American citizen among American citizens. Yes. This blood and soil narrative that's being pushed at the highest levels of our government.
I think she's drunk.
To suggest that, once again, to hearken back to times when it was explicit that there was a hierarchy among Americans and who was superior and whom was inferior, all citizens. And that's what's happening now.
How come these BIPOC Democrats can never talk about America in positive terms? And I still don't know. Is she talking about all Southerners or is she talking about black folks and, she's talking about the hierarchy? The hierarchy. Here's how we know that Kamala was kind of like in the tank, though.
There are some things that we need to do that are just about our attitude about these things.
What?
When I was growing up, you got an attitude? Well, actually, I am advocating for having an attitude.
Look, in the South, we call it being nice nasty, which is
right.
What you do? Fall out of a coconut tree? What in the world? Wow.
Did she lose her train of thought in the beginning? Was she like trying to complete a?
No, she was drunk. Play it again.
There are some things that we need to do that are just about our attitude about these things.
She laughs. She starts to cackle when she's nervous because when she don't know what she's talking about, she got to make stuff up. That's what you heard there. That's what you heard there.
This one right here.
You got an attitude?
Find coconut tree and put that one with coconut tree.
I'll look for it.
Loop that one with coconut tree. The Gap Tooth supermodel. And Cammie talking about oppression, tyranny in the United States of America, especially if you're a Southerner. Didn't Cammie go to Spelman? She went to Spelman, didn't she? Ski Wing? She went to she was Southern school. She know all about it. Oppression. Old Man River. Coming up next. We got to talk about the USS Abraham. This is the problematic story here. We got some sailors who have gone stir crazy. They've extended leave. We are now taking care of the issue, but it does warrant us looking into this because this is problematic for families, for people who are participating in the current conflict. Stay tuned. How many times have you said, I'd love to buy a house, but I probably can't afford it? The truth is, you don't know until you ask. A lot of people think they need perfect credit, 20% down, or a huge salary to buy a home. That's simply not the case. At London Mortgage, they work with first-time buyers, veterans, self-employed families, and people who have been told no somewhere else. As a mortgage broker, they shop multiple lenders to find the loan that fits you. You may qualify for FHA, VA, conventional financing, or even down payment assistance programs you didn't know existed. The first step isn't looking at houses. The first step is finding out what's actually possible. Call Lund Mortgage. In as little as 24 to 48 hours, you'll know where you stand. And right now, Lund Mortgage is paying for the appraisal on qualifying purchase loans that close with them. That's hundreds of dollars back in your pocket. Call Lund Mortgage at 623-875-9940 or visit lundmortgage.com. You be sure to tell them James T. sent you.
Luigi Mangione has admitted to the 2024 killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. He entered his guilty plea to federal stalking charges this morning. He faces life in prison. Companies involved in an oil pipeline running to Arizona have reached a final investment decision. Kinder Morgan and Phillips 66 announced yesterday how much each company will own of the planned pipeline from Texas to Phoenix, with Phillips 66 being the majority owner at nearly 50%. Officials hope to build a pipeline by 2029, which aims to slash spiking gas prices in the valley. A 7-year-old child has died after being found in a creek in Prescott. YCSO said the child wandered from their home near Highway 89 in Granite Dells around 6 p.m. yesterday. About an hour later, search teams found the child in the creek. The child was pronounced dead at the scene. An arrest has been made in connection with vandalism at the World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. Yesterday, the memorial was under guard after having the phrase "clean hands, dirty money" spray painted on it. This morning, U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro announced 2 felony charges have been filed against a woman who now faces up to 10 years in prison. And now here's a check of your traffic.
From the DeGreen Private Wealth Traffic Center.
I-10 eastbound still seeing a bit of volume from 91st Avenue over to 7th Avenue, about a 12-minute ride. That is a 3-minute delay. The 101 eastbound 67th Avenue over to 35th Avenue, a 5-minute ride there. That's a 2-minute delay. And working a crash on Scottsdale Road. This is going to be right around the Loop 101 Pima Freeway. If you have a traffic tip, call 602-374-6300.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
I'm not exactly great with apologies. After our last argument, I tried saying I'm sorry about 10 different ways, and none of them worked. So I went to Smile Tunes instead. I turned our story into a soulful love song that admitted she was right. Mostly. By the second chorus, she was laughing. By the end of the song, we were ordering takeout together. Turns out a custom song says what I couldn't. Visit SmileTunes.com and create a personalized song that gets you out of the doghouse in style.
In a recent survey of 123,000 wireless customers, Pure Talk was the only wireless company to receive 5 stars in every category: coverage, support, value, and data. What else do you need to know? Switch to Pure Talk today and get any plan, including their top shelf unlimited data plan for just $15 a month for your first 3 months. No contract, no commitment. Dial pound 250, say micro, and let Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team help you make the switch.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit information kit. 800-809-7171. That's 800-809-7171.
The name to remember? Mark Kia. Mark Kia. See our full inventory at markkia.com now.
This is Logan from Sun Valley Wealth. If your advisor hasn't shown you how your retirement paycheck will last, what exactly are you paying them for? Catch our show, Cover Your Assets, every Saturday at 10 a.m. right here to learn how to protect your income and your money. Go to sunvalleywealth.com, call or text 480-CONSULT for a free consultation.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, that was our exit. We're going to miss the first pitch.
Just got to make a stop at Fry's. I promised I'd bring nachos.
Nice. You have the Upside app too, right?
Upside? What's that?
Upside is a free app that gets you cash back when you buy groceries. And they just added Fry's stores in the Phoenix Prescott area.
Wait, I can get money back just for buying groceries?
Yep. And right now, new users can get an extra $10 bonus on their first Fry's trip with the app. That's up to $25 cash back on one grocery run.
Even this Fry's store right here?
Yes. Now pull over. Let's get some cash back on those nachos.
Upside is now available for Fry's stores in the Phoenix Prescott area. Download the free Upside app and use promo code HOT3 to get a $10 bonus on your first purchase at Fry's. That's promo code HOT3 to get a $10 bonus. Remember, use promo code HOT3.
Offers vary by user and location. $10 bonus offer for new users only. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
I walk out in our garage and I'm going, I love this floor. I just love it.
That's your neighbor Kay, and she's talking about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation.
Our neighbors in our former home had heard of Galaxy and had their garage floor done. We went over and absolutely fell in love with it and said, that's what we want to do.
And Galaxy Concrete Coatings is not epoxy. It's 4 times stronger.
The crew, well, the guys were polite. They were so efficient. They would explain what they were doing and why they were doing it. It was really a very easy process.
Commercial or residential, Galaxy transforms pools, patios, garage floors, and driveways in as little as 1 day. And it comes with a lifetime warranty.
My personal recommendation is they'll never regret it if they go with Galaxy. And their product is beyond belief, in my opinion.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com and remember to like us on Facebook.
We'll never have another house that doesn't have a Galaxy garage floor.
We're out of this world.
Want up to $25,000 in free silver? When you make a qualifying purchase through Golden Crest Metals, you can receive up to $25,000 in real silver added to your account. Call 888-447-7857 now for your free information kit. That's 888-447-7857. Again, call 888-447-7857. Not a financial advisor. Precious metals involve risk. Free silver offer is a 10% bonus in silver on qualifying purchases of premium mintage coins. $10,000 minimum purchase required. Bonus silver capped at $25,000 and credited to customer account. See goldencrestmetals.com for full terms.
You don't pay for iHeartRadio. Our advertisers do. That's why it's always been and always will be 100% free. Radio, music, podcasts. Download the iHeartRadio app now.
The Mazda More to Move You sales event is going on now at Mark Mazda in Scottsdale.
550 KFYI. Because real news deserves real voices. Guaranteed human.
Listening to the Conservative Circus 550 KFYI 790 KNST, the free iHeartRadio app, streaming live on 550 KFYI. Supporting President Trump and Secretary Hegseth does not require us to ignore legitimate questions about what's happening to sailors aboard one of America's most important warships. There is a story that's out there about the USS Abraham Lincoln that conservatives should be very careful not to dismiss simply because Democrats have started talking about it. The Lincoln has been deployed since November. Roughly 5,000 Americans are aboard that carrier. And after months supporting combat operations in the Middle East, reports from sailors and their families describe shortages of food and water, plumbing problems, disrupted mail, brutal work schedules, and serious concerns about mental health. Families confirmed Navy leadership have confronted Navy leaderships about those conditions this week. Now, before anybody turns this into another anti-Trump scandal, there's another side. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says the reports have been completely misrepresented. We've got Hexef saying that the Navy disputes the suggestions that there have been some dramatic spikes in suicide attempts.
Completely misrepresented. Listen, we make sure at every ship, every crew, every captain has everything we can provide them at every single moment. Some deployments are longer than others, and I have more respect and gratitude for those sailors than anybody. What they do in those high seas and those austere conditions with less port calls, it's incredible. I mean, Americans don't understand what it's like to do that. So as someone who's not been on a ship like that, but been on long deployments, I feel it. I want them home as soon as everybody else do. I want folks rotated as quickly as possible. I want the best for them. My commanders know that. Our service secretaries know that. The president expects that. And so to that crew and to all those crews, we're going to do everything we can for you. And we are so grateful for their dedication of that crew and others. They've held the line for the country, and they've done a fantastic job.
Oh, let's be real here, okay? The USS Abraham Lincoln is not a cruise ship. Okay, it's not a luxury liner. It's a warship. Sailors know deployments are hard, combat operations are harder, and nobody should expect luxury accommodations in the Arabian Sea. And supporting our military means more than waving the flag, though. We know that there is conflict going on. However, we're not accustomed to getting stories like we're getting about the USS Abraham and people going stir crazy, people trying to commit suicide, trying to jump off boats and all this kind of stuff. These sailors have been at sea for an extraordinary amount of time. And looking into this, normal carry crews get periodic port calls that allow sailors some relief from the relentless routine aboard ship. The Lincoln has gone much of this deployment without those breaks. And whatever you think about the politics surrounding the story, that kind of operational tempo takes a toll on humans. Now we're getting the news that the USS George Washington is headed toward the Middle East, where it is expected to relieve the Lincoln. And the Pentagon is saying that that rotation was already planned, and that's important. We shouldn't falsely claim that Washington is being dispatched because somebody, was caught mistreating sailors. But its movement also raises larger questions. I mean, how stretched out is the United States Navy right now? That's a legitimate question. Just because it's wartime does not mean it can't be an excuse for us not being able to ask questions. Moving a Pacific-based carrier toward the Middle East is not strategically meaningless, especially when China remains America's principal military competitor. So, yeah. I support rebuilding the American military. I support projecting America's strength. And when our sailors are sent into harm's way, we pray for them every Friday. Get ready to pray for them in a minute. But we want to have everything they need to accomplish the mission, and that's precisely why this story deserves some scrutiny. If the allegations are exaggerated, then tell us exactly what's wrong with them. If supplies are adequate, show us. If the mental health claims are inaccurate, give us the numbers. But if sailors really are going without basic necessities, if morale really has deteriorated badly, I mean, come on, folks. If extended deployment has pushed people beyond reasonable limits, then that needs to be fixed. Don't hide it. Don't hide it because, folks in D.C. might get embarrassed by it. Because this shouldn't be a Republican versus Democrat issue. It shouldn't be about Trump versus the critics. It should be about protecting the men and women, protecting us. The sailors aboard the USS Abraham Lincoln have done their duty. America owes them ours. That's what I got to say about that. Coming up next, our weekly prayer. Gold is still in the early stages of a long-term bull market. That's according to billionaire investor John Paulson, the hedge fund manager who famously predicted the subprime mortgage collapse before the 2008 financial crisis. Now, Paulson believes gold has much further to run as investors around the world lose confidence in paper currencies. Even after the recent pullback, gold is still up more than 20% over the past year. Jim Clark and the team at Republic Monetary Exchange agree. They point to Washington's runaway spending, a growing national debt, global uncertainty, and strong demand from central banks as reasons gold's long-term outlook remains bright. Their advice? Take advantage of today's lower gold and silver prices while you still can. Visit Republic Monetary Exchange on Camelback Road, just east of 40th Street in Phoenix. Call 602-682-GOLD or visit rmegold.com.
Ouch. Fauci lying to us while pushing the vax.
Thank you very much.
While lining his pockets.
Garrett Lewis.
Not science.
This afternoon at 4.
That's corruption.
550 KFYI.
It's really a great pleasure.
Set a preset on the iHeartRadio app.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Do you feel trapped by your low interest rate? 25 years of payments left and you'd like to move, but you can't afford with the current interest rates? Then you need to check out the Life Changer loan, where you can pay off in just a few short years without changing a dime of spending habit, regardless of the rate environment. You see, when you can do your banking inside your mortgage, it's not about the rate, it's about cash flow. It's not magic, it's just math. So learn more at lifechangerloan.com. That's lifechangerloan.com.
Arizona Mortgage Broker number MB1002031, NMLS number 1863775. Life Changer Loan Corp is an equal housing lender.
Some apps say they're free, then come the fees. Not the iHeart app. It's 100% free. No required subscriptions to access the best live radio stations, free playlists, podcasts, and more. Download the free iHeart app today.
iHeartRadio. My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Born on America's darkest day, September 11th, 2001, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, they have helped American heroes ever since. Heroes like United States Navy Chief Shannon Kent. Kent was killed in a suicide bombing, leaving behind her husband, Joseph, their 2 kids. Tunnel to Towers honored her sacrifice and paid off the family mortgage, giving them security forever. Donate $11 a month. Maybe you have a car to donate, land to donate. Please go to their website, the letter T, the number 2, the letter T.org.
The first thing I would say is stop painting and get Rhino Shield, because you're never going to have to paint again, and I truly believe that.
Phoenix, the last thing you want to do in the summer is paint, so do what Scott did. He called Rhino Shield.
This house is a stucco home. We have painted this house 3 times. Stucco continued to crack, the caulking peeled.
You won't get that with Rhino Shield because it's not paint.
I told my wife that I want to see what it's going to cost to do it, because if we don't have to paint again, we're saving money.
Rhino Shield's a ceramic coating. It's formulated for our specific climate right here in Phoenix.
The Rhino Shield good guys. They were careful with everything. When they were done, there was no damage to anything. It was something I was very impressed with.
Good news, Phoenix. You can get the guaranteed protection of Rhino Shield right now for 10% off the regular price.
I think the transferable warranty for 25 years is a very attractive thing, especially for a prospective buyer in the future.
Here's owner Jim Williams.
This offer is limited, so call me at 855-4U-RHINO. That's 855-4, the letter U, Rhino.
Go Rhino!
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Got pests? Call Blue Sky Pest Control. Hello, Blue Sky. Goodbye, pests.
From the Whitfield Nurseries Weather Center.
We're warming up through the weekend with highs today topping out near 101, then clear and 84 tonight. Mostly sunny and 105 tomorrow and 108 on Sunday. I'm Wendy Swanson, 550 KFYI.
This report is sponsored by Staples. All right, it's officially the most wonderful time of the year at Staples. They've got back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech, 20% off for teachers, and more. Check out all the deals at staples.com/back-to-school. Staples, that was easy.
Make us your #1 preset for instant access.
It's my go-to.
With the new iHeartRadio app, you can set a preset for 550 KFYI, just like your car radio.
You are listening to the Conservative Circus, 550 KFYI, 790 KNST, the free iHeart Radio app. My friends, this week from Massachusetts to the Fauci revelations, we got a chilling reminder of what happens when government decides what is right and not God. This week, 2 stories caught my attention. Massachusetts, the governor signed legislation dramatically expanding abortion access late into pregnancy. And in D.C., newly released messages revealed that while government officials were publicly reassuring Americans about COVID vaccines, Dr. Anthony Fauci privately raised the possibility that a vaccine reaction could be associated with miscarriages during the first trimester. 2 different stories, but they raise the same fundamental question. How do we determine what is right and what is wrong? For the believer, the question has an answer. Something is right if it is consistent with the character of God. Something is wrong if it is inconsistent with the character of God. Politicians don't determine right and wrong. Doctors, judges, and government agencies don't determine right and wrong. God is the standard. From the Hebrew text, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 4 says, "The rock, his work is perfect, for all his ways are just, a God of faithfulness and without injustice, righteousness and upright is he." Because the character of God does not change, right and wrong don't change every time the culture changes its mind. Our culture increasingly determines morality by consensus. Christians don't. We get our definition of good from the character of God. So let's ask the question, how does God regard life in the womb? Again, from the Hebrew text, the book of Psalms, chapter 139, it says, "You formed my inward parts. You covered me in my mother's womb." Before government recognizes that child, God already knows that child. Then in Proverbs chapter 31, verse 8, commands us, "Open your mouth for the speechless." My friends, an unborn child is the very definition of speechless. That child cannot hire a lawyer, organize a protest, stand before Congress, or ask people making the decisions, "What about me?" So who speaks for the child? That child can't hire an expensive lobbyist. Who speaks for the child? We do. Again, in the Hebrew text, the New Testament, Romans chapter 12 comes crashing into our comfortable Christianity. Abhor what is evil, cling to what is good. Rabbi Paul doesn't say tolerate evil. He doesn't say accommodate evil. He says abhor what is evil and cling to what is good. But let's make something very clear. Romans 12 isn't telling anyone how to receive eternal life. Eternal life is God's free gift, received by faith in Jesus Christ alone. Paul is talking to believers about Jesus Christ. He's talking about following Christ. Salvation is free. Following Christ is costly. So the question isn't, what are they doing? The question is, what are we doing? Are we speaking for those who cannot speak for themselves? Are we helping frightened mothers? Are we encouraging fathers to take responsibility? Are we willing to speak truth when it costs us something? Romans 12:21 says, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. We don't overcome evil with hatred. We overcome evil with good. We are called to love. We help. We tell the truth. We don't curse the darkness. We turn on the light. Now, come back to where we started. In the same week, political leaders in Massachusetts expanded abortion access later into pregnancy, while we learned that government and health officials were privately discussing a potential miscarriage concern while Americans were being publicly reassured about the vaccine. These are not the same issue, but they reveal the same danger. When government and political ideology replace God as the authority over right and wrong, human life becomes subject to whatever those in power decide is acceptable. This is the bigger than Massachusetts or Fauci. It's the battle beneath much of the left's agenda. Who gets to define what is good? Who gets to define what is evil? Who gets to decide which human lives must be protected and which can be sacrificed for some supposedly greater cause? For the believer, the answer is settled. Something is right if it is consistent with the character of God. Something is wrong if it is inconsistent. Let us go to our Heavenly Father in prayer, my friends. Dear Lord, precious Lord, we come before you today acknowledging that you are the standard of what is right and wrong. Your ways are perfect. Your word is true, and your character does not change with elections, opinion polls, court decisions, or the shifting winds of our culture. Lord, give us wisdom. As always, we lift up the brave men and women serving in our nation's uniform. Should conflict be unavoidable, we ask you for your protection over them. We also pray for law enforcement, first responders, border agents, and ICE, that they may serve and safeguard our communities with integrity as you watch over and sustain their lives. We also lift up our local elected officials, asking that they honor the will of the people and remain faithful to the rule of law as laid out in the Constitution of our enduring republic. We pray for these things in Jesus' name. Amen. My friends, run to win. Be God's friend, and remember, it pays to serve Jesus.